I'm a superstar. I love that video. Go ahead. Oh, that sexy video. Let me find out you showing off.
What it do, good people? What it
Hey.
do?
Oh
Hey
my
y'all.
God. Hey.
What's up,
We
Keema
are
B?
Hey.
Hey,
welcome to
Keema.
Let's Talk About It. Um, we are here. I got
Baby, I'm a
my
superstar. I love
crew.
that video. Go ahead. Oh, that sexy video.
Ayana.
Let me find out you. Oh, I'm sorry,
Yes,
y'all.
ma'am. I got your feedback, girlie. I got your feedback.
I did my hair and everything, and my camera not working.
Oh, oh.
But I'm here and I'm ready with my receipts.
All right.
Well, hello, Miesha.
Well,
Hello.
Miesha. We are here tonight, this Good Friday night, this Friday evening, to talk about Love Belvin's latest release of Mercy, the Prism series. I'm just the moderator, but I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'm straight tonight. I got my mauve. If you didn't know, Love Belvin and I create. This is I'm ready. I have my drink because I know I'm gonna need my drink to deal. Usually, y'all don't see me, I had to come out of my gear. I didn't want to get in trouble with nobody. So I'm ready. First we have, she said I'm a sinner too. Miss Allegra.
Come on, man.
Oh, Miesha.
You, girl. Y'all, Miesha is, we can't, I don't know what kind of show she think I be running, but speeding cars, blowing horns, messing up intros, girl. Then we got Miss Yaya. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all the intro she gets. She don't get no other. I don't do the other. Who she thinks she is and all of that. I'm gonna do all of that. She could let her handle that. Then we got Miss Keema B.
Hey y'all.
And then we got Miesha.
Hola.
Y'all. I'm ready to pull Miesha off the screen because she in the car.
I'm sorry.
We can't even see
Me
her.
and my mom went out on a date.
Now, what was more important?
Mom,
This tussle you trying to get in?
That you asked for.
That you wanted to do.
Baby,
you asked for this.
and
You're not even prepared.
I'm ready.
Lord.
I put on my soldier paint.
How I look uploading this to YouTube with her in the car.
In the car with the seatbelt, blowing the horn. Come
blowing
on,
the
people.
horn.
I'm sorry.
Ooh, child.
All right. I'm gonna start it off like this as the moderator. Hey ladies, some of y'all we cannot see who's saying what. Others we can see. We see Miesha, Tara.
Hey,
You
y'all.
can see your name, Tara. We see you. We see Terry Thompson, Sandra, Yvonne. Okay.
We just call her Sandra.
All right. And then some of y'all we can't see.
Hey,
I'm sorry. You
Rochelle,
had to
we
give
can't see your name.
You had to give StreamYard permission. So I see a Joanna LaShawn. I'm scrolling back up.
Adrian, we
all right,
can't
y'all.
see
So
your
here
name.
we already get started. So I'm gonna start off like this. Somebody got to turn their feedback down. You got to turn your mic down.
Sorry.
Turn the sound all the way down. That's what I did.
It's the ghetto, y'all. It's the ghetto. So, Allegra, we'll start with you. Tell me what you thought of the book. No, we're not going to debate.
Listen, no. I'm no debating. I'm gonna tell the people exactly what I told you and Ayana. Just when you think that we've read Love's Best, she comes with better.
Right.
And what did I tell y'all? I told y'all that I feel like her writing pen touches the hem of Jesus's robe.
You sure did.
That's exactly how I feel.
You sure did. Ayana.
Save me for last.
Ayana, let's go.
I can
try to compose myself here. I loved everything. Y'all know I told her pretty much along the same lines. I was like, I didn't think you could create anybody better than my baby. I was a Ezra fan, and I didn't feel like nobody else in the LBU could touch him. That was me, y'all. Y'all know how I feel about my babe. But with Jazz, he has so much in common with B, and it's like, okay, I'm on this draft train. I'm here to stay to book 3.
Awesome, Miss Keema.
Hey.
What are your initial thoughts of book 1?
Well, like I told everybody, she had me at Felon. I was all in. Okay, because I was just like, okay, she's doing something different. And even knowing she was doing something different, it still wasn't nothing I expected it to be. And I loved it. Like from the first page, I was just like all in. I just loved him as a character because he was different to me. Yeah, we got like, Izzy, we got Asmir, but he, like she said, he was kind of like this combination of all the different parts of the characters that we've seen before. And I just was very intrigued by him as a whole. So I was all in.
So let me do a disclaimer. Miesha, all I want you to tell me is what you thought of book 1.
I understood the assignment.
Okay, let's go.
I loved it. It's more to it than what they're talking. I saw the relationship with Jazz and Shishi, but it was just more that I picked up on that I'll discuss later. But I love this book. I've read it about 4 times now. Actually, and that's the problem I have with love books. After I read it, I go back and read it again and again and again. So I'm in love with this book. Okay.
All right. So everybody's ready to jump right on into it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till I hear everything everybody has to say before I just break it all the way down. As the moderator, my opinion, because I'm just a moderator. Now I might jump in and y'all might be like, I thought you was moderating, but I gotta see which direction this is gonna go in. I believe me and Allegra are on the same page, but I don't.
We are. I'm security, but you moderating and I'm securing.
Right. All right. So basically, we have Team Jazz and Team Shy.
Shishi
Ashira.
Okay, the teacher and me see the SHI. I know her name is Ashira, but the teacher and me, when you say SHI, that's shy to me.
Yes.
I should have asked her too, because I asked her, I said, tell me how to say Jazz's name correctly. And she did. She told me. So however y'all, I'm just gonna say Ashira, since y'all want to Shy. So I am now. Let me just say this: I do not dislike Ashira. I do not dislike her at all. I have, because that's what we women do. That is exactly what we women do. She judged. She passed judgment on that man. She called that man. You can close your lips because she called that man a thugaboo from Jump Street.
Thank you.
Out the
Thank
box.
you.
Out
Thank
the
you.
box.
And lo and behold, he went to jail for murder right after that. I don't think she was too far off.
Doesn't matter.
And I am.
He ain't no killer.
What he jail for?
He ain't no killer. Just don't push him.
That ain't what he went to jail for.
Like
that is not what he was convicted of. Okay, I'm the moderator. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you. He ain't no killer. Just don't push him. Listen, you saying, let's start from where Miesha wants to start from. The point of judgment. Okay? I'm going to say. Well, I'm gonna say this.
Pause. Okay, somebody said he is a killer.
I mean, he killed the people. Listen,
if you went to jail for.
Right. If you can't prove it in a court of law,
that's
not what he went to jail for.
Let me reword that. He had just gotten out of juvie on that scene. And it was a favor from his father to get on with the elder Witherspoon. But he was a thug.
He was someone who just went to juvie.
Don't play with Jay.
Go ahead, Keema.
Don't play with Jay.
This is my thing, because I think y'all are not coming at this at the right angle. If Ashira was a white woman saying all those things that she said to Jazz,
No, we not.
yeah, we're gonna go there because we have to, and I want black people
Nubian Karen.
understand it.
Nubian Karen.
If you are, that's what he called her. If you are a black person coming at another black person the same way as a white person would come at the same black person, I have a problem with you. And that's what she did. And that's why she was tap dancing on my nerves. You called him a thug. I mean, she called him everything but that because she wants his name. I wouldn't have gave you anything.
Okay, so wait a minute. Hold on.
You got your booty tapped too. I mean, come on. Y'all acting like what she was saying was far-fetched. Had it been
it's not about far-fetched.
It's about the judgment.
About it being
He did not know him. It's about the judgment.
He does not know him.
You don't know that man. You seen him. Okay. You saw him in the therapist's office. You want to go back to when in the pool. I don't care about her being 16 because she didn't have a comment.
She was a kid.
She's a kid then. I'm at the adult Ashira.
He called
the adult Jazz
when he was a teenager. I mean, he was doing it too.
So in your opinion, it doesn't matter if somebody knows you or not. If they decide that you're a thugaboo and they happen to be right, that's
he
cool.
Was a thug.
So because he was a thug, he has to be treated in such a way. You get to ask him. You get to ask him how much you make. Hold on.
No.
I think she didn't treat him like a thug, Keema.
Yes, she did.
She absolutely did. She called him everything but his name that she was begging for at the end.
That's not treating. You can call somebody a bitch, but you don't know how to treat them like one.
Are you kidding me?
Like a thug.
You don't get to, whether you treat me like a bitch or not, you don't get to call me a bitch. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to accept that excuse.
She did not treat him like a thug.
Y'all making her into somebody that y'all would not let a white woman be. Be fair.
The second coming of Jesus. Like,
Jazz is nothing like that. He is not innocent. And I will get to my opinion on him. But what I'm not going to do is say, okay, well, he is a thug. So she gets to be like, oh, well, how many baby mamas you have and how much child support are you in arrears? Excuse me? If it was me, I would have never gave her anything. I wouldn't have said her or nothing.
You judging her on something she did when she was 16.
No, I'm not.
No.
I have the receipt.
No.
All through the whole book.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Because I told you I was going to come with receipts. She
bring
called
them,
him
Keema. Bring them.
20 times throughout the whole book, and I counted. She called him a thugaboo. She called him a thugaboo 3 times while she was an adult. While she was an adult,
what did he call her, Keema?
He didn't call her nothing because he wasn't even trying to talk to her.
Calling her a bitch. I didn't like that at all. And I will say that very fair because unlike you, I'm fair. Jazz had no right to be calling her a bitch, and I did not like that. Not the bad bitch part because we call each other bad bitches, whatever. But there was times when he was like, "Oh, the bitch," and I didn't care for that. So I will call him out on his shit when he deserves to be called out on. But she had no right to talk to that man the way she did. I don't care what was true. You don't know me, sis, so don't talk to me like that. Talk to me nice.
Okay, Rochelle, you throwing in gifts. I don't know what's happening in the comments.
Oh, he eating. That's the man eating popcorn. That's what Rochelle doing. The man eating popcorn.
She is crazy.
So
but she asked inappropriate questions based on what she assumed she knew
That's
about
from
me.
Adrian.
She walked up to him to introduce herself. This man busts out laughing. Like,
I would have laughed too because I don't know you. What did you want him to do? Okay, Miesha, what was he supposed to do?
From the beginning.
He was immature.
So
Miesha, in all honesty,
I'm gonna ring the
he
bell.
wasn't even trying to give her the time of day.
That doesn't matter. If somebody walks up to you and introduces themselves, you don't just laugh in their face. You can dismiss them without embarrassing them, and that's what he did.
He embarrassed her.
He threw the shade first. That's what I'm saying. just because he didn't come out and say, you laughing, I'm introducing myself, and you laughing at me. How you gonna make me feel? Then when she went to dance, this man handed her a $20 bill like
We
she a
not there
stripper.
yet.
She
I
is
want to focus on
clearly
what you
dressed
just
ready
said.
to go. Like,
Hold
Wait.
on, Miesha, because you just double talked a bit. So what she has the right to call him all these things and say all the things
I
because
didn't say she
he
had
is.
the right. No,
Okay, wait,
don't say
Miesha,
that. I didn't
Hold on,
say
let
Miesha.
me
she had the right.
finish.
I
Pause,
said he was
pause,
those things she said.
pause, Miesha.
You said there was
What,
nothing
Keema?
wrong
What?
with her
Whoa,
calling her things back.
hold
Okay.
on, hold on. Okay, this ain't the View, so we can't talk over each other.
Sorry.
In order to be able to hear and everybody be able to hear each other, we gotta let one person speak and then the other person speak and bite your tongue when you want to jump in. So, Keema, go ahead.
This is what I'm saying. If she's okay because what she's saying is true, so she can think he's a thug, she can say he's a thug because it's true. Why does he owe her anything? I don't know you, ma'am. Why do I have to give you my name? Just because you introduce yourself to me does not mean I need to introduce myself to you because I don't want to know you. He's very well within his right to not want to have to talk to somebody that he doesn't know who came at him crazy.
And
So,
I'm in
And
therapy.
that was the first day. That was the first day.
to
He
say
supposed
to him that he's being immature for laughing at his face, imagine me in a store or a coffee shop and some person approaches me like, why are you here? On some why are you here tip. And I'm like, and then had the nerve to introduce themselves. I'm gonna be looking at them and they hand like, have you lost your mind? Is it crack? That's how I'm gonna be looking at him. So yeah, I would have laughed in his face too. I don't see how that's being immature. I don't owe you anything.
Really? She
If I
said, "Hey,
may,
I'm the I want to introduce myself to the new kid of the block." She wasn't rude when she
Oh,
approached him
But
at
if you
all.
want to get technical, I'm in therapy that's my therapist, that's your therapist. I don't need to know you. You don't need to introduce yourself to me as the new kid on the block. We in therapy for two different sides of the coin. I don't need to know you and you don't need to know me. We passing each other. What was the purpose of you even saying anything to me because we both go to therapy? I don't buy that. Go ahead, Ayana.
Y'all eat
thank
tea
you.
together.
Thank,
Come on, sis. Come on, sis.
thank you. So my thing in a nutshell, regardless to first off, in my opinion, her boss move or of choosing to be the one to introduce herself or to take the lead, that's something we're all subject to, the risk of being shut down. But she went even further in not being shut down, but she was handled the way she presented herself to him, like her shit didn't stink, right? And y'all call it what you want, but that's exactly how she approached him. She was very insulting with her assumptions, and he said outright to her, and I posted this earlier, y'all saw it. If you want to know something about me, ask me. Don't ask me how much I make. And when that man extended the invitation to her to say, ask me what you want to know about me, and her question was, how much do you make an hour? He was like, first off, you off basis because how the hell you know I get paid by the hour? Where she then became to define him as the laborer, right? Because it was like
That's what he told her.
he's not on that
No, he
same
told her
That's
he
level
what they
with
worked in
did.
her.
construction. He said he
He
worked in
said, I
construction.
work in construction. Now, maybe later on, he defined his role when she came to the job site. But the
Mm-mm.
point that I'm trying to make, when a person gives you whatever information they want about them, you take it for what it is. You don't like it, move along. Sis decided to continue, even to the point where she was trying to be nosy, right? They get in therapy, something's left on the board, she trying to read it. And she's mad because she don't know his real name.
So, Sandra, y'all making it so somebody can't be friendly now. I don't want you to be friendly with me while I'm
Not in therapy.
not in therapy. I don't feel as though I have a right to walk up to
They
anybody.
was
That's
I,
a private matter.
they weren't in
I,
therapy. They were in a
the,
tea shop at that
can
time.
I finish
They
my
weren't
sentence?
in therapy.
Can I finish my sentence?
Go ahead, babes.
you don't have the right to say anything to me in therapy. Just because we were in therapy, now we're across the street. It's not friendly go lucky. You can say hi and keep it moving. You ain't got to come up to me as the new kid on the block, blah, 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 blah. We ain't ready to compare notes. We ain't doing none of that. I'm not saying you can't be friendly, but I didn't like the way there was no reason for her to approach him. She could have said hi to him in the therapy office across the street.
I'm glad she did approach him, because we wouldn't have a story if she didn't. She kept walking past him.
And
And that's
and
probably the
and
only thing I'm gonna agree with you on
T
tonight.
Jones
When
T
does the
Jones
love? When
made
do
an
y'all want the love
awesome.
story to start? If she can't approach him, she
It's
can't ask
not.
questions. Well, goddamn, y'all
It's
really
not
want him to
that.
get
It's how
serious?
you
Who
come
he don't
across.
even like. He don't
So
even like her.
I love what T Jones says. She says, and the therapist checked Shy regarding her assumption. We all in
Mm-hmm.
therapy for something, right? In that particular situation, they in
Oh, we
therapy for
all. Oh, I
something.
thought you was talking about us. I'm about to
We
say, oh,
all
we
need to
all
be in
need to
therapy.
be.
We all need to be in
Y'all
therapy.
need to be in
But
therapy if people
but
can't be friendly with y'all.
sis was taking she was taking shots. Being friendly and being insulting is two different things. So let's
Two
And
clear
I
the
different
can
air
agree.
things.
on that.
I
Yes,
can
Let's
I
clear
agree.
the
really
air
want
on
us
that.
to be real about that. Like
You
she was
cannot
insulting.
befriend me and insult me because you can kiss all of my
Hmm.
ass when you
Yeah.
insult me.
I
She
mean,
was
if
very
I come dancing in a
condescending.
club, I mean, that don't mean I'm a stripper. You clearly see my clothes is on. You know you
But
don't run a
he
strip
did the
club.
same thing that she did. What makes what he
That's
did
what I'm
wrong
saying,
then?
and that's
He
Yeah,
don't
she
like
know
I
her.
said. They
her
were
shots were
insulting
fired first.
Wait, I
each
can't hear what Miesha
other.
is saying. Go ahead, Miesha.
They are insulting to it. What I'm saying, it was a two-way street. It wasn't one way. That shit was
That's
two-way
not
like
what you
a
said the
mug.
other day.
And
You
these
came
other
in
people
that
are
group.
dangerous. He judged her what she would be like as a girlfriend or what she would be like as a companion before he even said two words to her. It
But he
was
wasn't looking at
she's
her as
high
a
maintenance,
companion.
and that's
I
one of
don't
the
remember
things
that.
that she said
He
when it
wasn't
come.
looking at her.
Well,
He
I'm
wasn't
glad
looking
he
at her as a
wasn't and she
companion.
was. Yeah, we need a love story. But one of the things I wanted to point out, and it was very minor in the book, but what guy named Danny Lou, how he came home from his jail stint, and his father had a job waiting on him. Basically, his father let him still take over his business. Well, is letting him take over his business. And when Jazz came home, albeit he did have, a job waiting for him, but his dad literally had nothing for him, didn't offer him nothing, and looked down on everything he was doing. Told the son, hopefully one day when you get a job, these men can build you a house. Like, I couldn't understand that. And I'm like, that's kind of the difference in dynamics with when it comes to race. What I do see, the dad, even with all of cups the son did, the white boy, he had something waiting on him. Jazz didn't, from his dad.
I'm
His
not
dad
I'm not gonna I'm
literally
not
was
gonna put that on race either, Miesha, because that's just the way his
I
daddy
don't know.
is.
I
His
That's what I
daddy, I
saw.
don't think I know, but you saying that's the difference between white people and black people. All black fathers are not like that. That man has a problem with black men and black people in general. He puts down Jazz's mom, and he went and
Because
married
she
a
was on
white
drugs.
woman and moved on
Mm-hmm.
up.
I don't
And
think whether she was on drugs or not. I don't think that has anything to do with him putting her down.
right, he just said,
I
"Oh,
think
she
that's
used to
No,
just
be so
he
his
smart."
mentioned it. He
character.
mentioned it. He said she was such a smart girl before she got. He was going towards the
No, he didn't
drugs.
say before she got. He
In
just
the
said
conversation.
she used to be so smart, and that's when Jazz cut that off.
Yeah.
But
And
I
I remember Jazz was saying, yeah, Jazz was also saying like how his dad looked down on him because he wanted to stay with his mom in the projects. Instead, like, it was just, his dad, the path that his dad wanted for him, he didn't want. But it's like, that's fine. He's a man. He chose his own path. But it's like the other father who had a son who didn't have half the brain Jazz did. He had it all laid out for him. That was something I noticed in the book too, with the difference, with because they were bunkmates. They were cellies, in in other words.
But keeping
But
it
Temporarily.
that
buck,
was one thing that wasn't big in the book that I noticed that really poked out to me.
I thought, I mean, keeping it 100, Jazz didn't need his daddy to do nothing because he was ready
He
to
didn't.
invest money into
No, he did.
Asmir's.
That's what I said. But that's what I said. But his dad didn't know that, and he was saying how he had a job for the son. Well, his youngest son. I have a job for you where you can make more than this, but it was nothing offered for Jazz. He didn't say you get what I'm saying? So
I get
he
that, but
had gave up
what
on
I'm
him.
saying is Jazz didn't even need that. He was doing, although illegal, he was doing fine. He had obviously had more money than his daddy had if he's going to invest in the rec center. If we want to go back to Asmir, he had money to invest in the rec center, cop his mama a place, cop a boat. He had a list of things that he
Yeah, I saw the
obviously
list.
was prepared to do. You ain't got to, Miesha. We all saw the list.
No,
I'm just
I'm
saying
agreeing with you.
he obviously wasn't hurting for nothing. Why is Prophetess screen name? I'm gonna say
You know, Prophetess don't know how to act, and Prophetess
what I'm not gonna do.
Prophetess just want them to understand, you know,
I can't see the comments. Why? Oh.
because you on your phone.
You on your phone, and I'm not putting.
No,
I
I'm on
needed
the
somebody.
iPad.
I needed somebody in here to do this for me because to try to
So if you on the iPad, oh, I've
why are we
never,
throwing the whole list
I don't
away?
know.
Throw the whole damn list away. Well, he burned 2 of them, didn't he? I know he burned one
Yeah,
of
it
them.
is. They throw the whole
Wait.
list away.
So
So
y'all didn't
so
think it was
wait.
straight? Okay, and
So that
he
wait, let me
told her.
comment. My, give me a second. That's time. That's Tanja me, right? Her and Maisha been on this spinner wheel together for a while. I had to address them Sunday, and
Okay.
so when you say throw the whole damn list away, are you trying to say that his what he want or what it is that he's trying to say that he desires is now his makeup? We should throw it away. I mean, let's address the fact that later on everything many of the things, especially about the woman, it fades away. In his learning experience, he came to see a little bit more of who she is and not what
Mm,
she is
mm,
later on. But right
mm.
now, she's not, as the part where we are right now, she didn't build much of a case to be somebody that was even worthy to be in his presence
A viable component.
at all.
I don't agree
her
with that.
her intellect was not there because, again,
Mm.
if you're basing things on whether or not I'm being paid by the hour, whether or not what design of the job that I run, again, I didn't provide you with enough details for you to know anything, and that to me was enough. If you're vague with me and you can't answer me and have a conversation with me. This man was walking off and she's still throwing answers when
Cause
he
he
on
was
his way out the
socially
door.
awkward. He
Exactly.
He
talked.
he
Can I
was in
interject?
therapy for that.
Right.
He was what?
He was in therapy for that, to get
And
reacclimated
that's
and to
I know
learn
Yes,
how
he
to
that's one of the
was
things she
socialize.
into
was gonna help him with,
society.
and she did. She did.
Ain't
She
nobody
helped
asked her
him
to
with
do
it.
that. Ain't nobody asked her to do a damn thing.
Dang,
All they
that's what we
asked,
need. Let the
they
love
just
story
told her to bring
begin.
her ass to her appointment. She all up
Hey,
in this man's face.
that's how I go. These men don't think they need this from these women. Y'all need it. Let the love story begin. It's like I just feel like with what the comments that y'all making, it's like it has to start somewhere. Cause they could have walked past each other the whole book and we would have been like, oh come on. Cause somebody talked to somebody. She
Okay, so
had
let
to
me
Okay,
make
can I
that first
interject?
move.
let me ask this question, and then Maisha can go as far as she want to go. I just want to
No, you
know.
sure you want to do that? You sure
I'm
you want
just
to tell
saying.
her that?
I mean, the whole. I get the whole premise. We wouldn't have a love story. Blah blah blah. I get all of that. Yeah. Okay,
Mm.
please tell me why she felt he owed her any damn thing to
When
answer
towards the
any of her.
end or like what you mean?
No, from the jump street. Why do I owe you anything? I don't know you. We are, as he kept saying, we are business associates at first. We're in the same line of work,
I
basically.
I think it's because honestly he didn't know how to.
No, Miesha, you missing the whole point.
Go ahead.
First of all, he's keeping all of his shit under wraps.
Mhm.
His Creole don't even know half the stuff what he got.
That's
He
what I
keeping all of it.
thought. That's what
Can I say
thought.
something? Here's what I noticed, and this I noticed from when she was looking at him. Plus, I also happened to reread it again because I was looking for my thug quotes. So when she saw him at the therapist's office, she was attracted to him. Because y'all said this whole time, oh, he's a liar, and she's not. She did lie. She lied to herself.
Wait,
Because-
who said? Who is y'all? Who is y'all?
No, not y'all.
Oh, all right.
I'm talking about the people who want to make her seem like she was just responding to his energy when she gave that energy off first. She was attracted to Jas, period. She saw him in the Timberlands with his thuggable ass. She was attracted to him. She did not understand why she was attracted to him because he was a thug. If y'all could see my sarcastic quotes, that's what I'm doing. So now she made up all this stuff in her mind to make this man something he's not without talking to him. Oh, he must be the therapist's cousin, or not must be. She didn't say it like that, but she was just like, I wonder if he's her cousin. She was nosy. She wanted to get to know him. Instead of saying I'm attracted to him and being an adult, she came at him so condescendingly. She insulted him several times because she didn't think at her status, she should be attracted to a man of his status. And that's what I noticed from the beginning. And that was her problem. So when she started doing her little stuff, being nosy, being all up in his girl's face, like, why are you in their dates? Why are you at their date, ma'am? Like, pretending to be somebody else. Like, take their order and go.
I think that was all in competition.
What are you talking about? Take her order and go.
Well, okay. Why? How is that in fun? And you gonna pay his bill? He
He
pay
was
his
paying
bill
for the date.
Hold on 1 second, y'all. Jas,
yes.
Can you highlight where she said about the checklist? It's out because I want to go back to that.
Can you highlight? No, it's one before that
where she said it's like he can't see beyond the checklist. Highlight that because I want to go back and
who is I don't know who Facebook user is, but you
can't see.
You've been on. I like
how
your
far
Facebook
up?
user.
It's right above. Girl, y'all ought to see me trying to scroll. Wait, where she said it's like he can't see beyond his list.
Okay, I'll find it.
Because I want to touch back on that.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead, Keema.
I'm sorry. So that was my whole thing. She was attracted to him and she wanted him. Regardless if she was in a relationship with Austin or not, it was proven. When he's minding his business with his cousin at a concert, and you supposed to be with your man, you in my face. When he's in a date with little Miss she's built like a linebacker, you in my face. You know what I'm saying? So you're attracted to him. Be honest. My whole problem with the both of them is that you two clearly were attracted to each other. And instead of saying these things like an adult, y'all came at each other. She came at you with a negative energy and you was like, okay, you want to play me? I'm going to play you. And that's where we had the problem. And not to say that I didn't love it. I was enjoying every minute of it. But what I'm not going to allow is for her to be made to seem like, oh, the big bad Jas hurt poor little Shira. No, she knew what she was doing.
That?
All of y'all.
You!
Let me tell you something.
The whole reason why we are on this. No, you only do it because I'm about to tell her right now. The whole reason why we are on here is because you made this big
y'all was straight up like F she it's him, he the next coming to Jesus. I'm like,
nobody said that, but you made this big post.
Y'all did. Y'all
you made this big post in the spoiler group that said You were demanding that we apologize to Shishi, and you gonna run down all the reasons
But why did I say
we
that? I was
owe Shishi
piggybacking
an
off of
apology.
something. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
you
I was
tell us why you
piggybacking
said
off of
it.
it. I was piggybacking off because if you looked at the group, everything was bashing her. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I guess I'm just gonna have to,
No,
because it's like I
if
like
you go
both of
back and
them.
look at our post, for me at least, I'm gonna say me. My post was highlighting him. Just because I lift him up don't mean I'm trying to tear her down. I'm
Exactly.
acknowledging what
I
I
have
liked about
zero
Jazz.
issues.
I'm
Right.
talking
Now,
about them comments that we could go look. But it
now
was one thing.
what I will say was there was a point when, like I said, when she asked him about how much he make, I was like, "Excuse me, no, you out of pocket, sis."
I don't think, but I don't. Okay, so with her,
That's so
I think
insulting, and
it's
she
like he
continued to
said.
throw her money in his face.
She didn't. I think it was the problem where, and that's the thing. Like all the
I
things
don't think
y'all
she
pointing out.
purposely did that either,
Yeah, I
Ayana.
don't.
She
I
I
may
think
don't.
it
not,
was
I
y'all
just a
don't.
may not feel
natural.
like she purposely did it, but
All
it
the
was
things y'all,
insulting.
all the things
It
y'all pointing
was. It
out, I
was, but
just
she
feel
didn't
like
purposely do it.
I feel like I think she wanted to offer him a job. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. He's a laborer. I'm hiring laborers. Then he turned around and say, "I would never work for you and your." She like, why? Like, she couldn't understand it. Like, why wouldn't you? If I'm willing to pay you more money, like, I felt like and he said it. I feel like I'm on an interview, but I think she wanted to bring him on what she was. I didn't see it as, oh, he poor. Let me see how poor he is. I didn't get that. That's what I'm saying. People can read the same thing and interpret it different. I didn't see that part as her
I
trying to
didn't
make
see
him feel like
where
less
she
than a
was trying to
person.
offer him a job.
So
And
I
on
did
this
not see
here,
that.
commercial break, mom.
I love that.
Okay, so let's go
hey,
back to the list.
all right, and
Okay,
after we go to
she
checklist,
said,
I want to address something. Let me just put a bookmark here. I want to address the omission piece that he lied.
"Oh, we're
I
gonna
want to
talk
talk
about
about
that.
that.
Oh,
We're
we
Yeah.
gonna
definitely
talk
talking
about
about that
that."
because he's wrong.
So anyway,
I don't think you're wrong. None of your goddamn business.
me either. But look, me either. But we'll discuss that. As far as his list went, I think that people are saying that he couldn't see beyond this list, but I don't think anybody in this group has lost 10 years of their life. Okay, so he lost his good years. He had a plan when he came out of there, what he wanted to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to line it up. I don't think he had to see past that list. Outside of the woman. You can't he wasn't that build a bitch. Okay? So you can't do that. You have to meet these women. You giving yourself 2 months. Listen, you could be married to somebody for 20 years and not know them. So 2 months wasn't enough time for him to be dating somebody, to be talking about this is the one. Outside of you meeting a God-fearing woman, and then I felt like he contradicted himself too, because he started off saying that he does not have to be the breadwinner. He don't have a problem with that. He don't have to be the breadwinner, and something else he said. But then later on in the book, he said that he wants a wife to stay home and raise his kid.
Barefoot and pregnant.
So that kind of contradicted, what he was saying anyway. But in the end, we're saying that he didn't see beyond his list. Oh, he threw that list out the fucking window.
Yeah.
When he
But
had
then
her in
too,
the jets. Okay,
think
that
about
list
this.
went out the window.
But think about this. When you saying he couldn't see beyond his list, Jazz was introduced to us with a list.
That's what I was
Yes,
gonna
he
say.
was making a list.
So it ain't have to.
So his
I don't
life,
think it was
even
the incarceration.
before he lost 10 years, he was a man
Exactly.
that used, I need to do this, this, and this. This, and this. Him being away probably just intensified that I've lost 10 years. I gotta make up for these 10 years and stick to my list. I got thrown off from my original list. There's two things I want. Ayana wants to point out.
He definitely says that to Ashira. Don't mess up my list. He literally says
He told her that. And
highlighted
Sandra Yvonne, she did spend money on everyone because she funded that trip that she took her girlfriends on. And her girlfriend's friend, Keema.
That's
She
what
took
I
Keema
said.
on that trip.
That's what I said.
She
And that's
sponsored
why
me, and I had a good time, honey. I had a
that's why I
good old
said, like,
time.
I don't think she was doing that to be mean. I just think that was her
But it's a little manipulative. Let me tell you, there are people like that. I'm not going to put it on her to say that she did it purposely to be manipulative, but there are people that I've known personally who have money. So they buy and they pay for everybody and everything, right? But then it's a way to kind of lord it over them when they need to. I'm not saying that they're always going to do that, but they do kind of lord it over them, because even when she was on that vacation with Keema, she mentioned how many times that she paid for it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just one time. Even though I appreciated her, I had a good time. I'm just saying.
Okay, so pause. LaShawn, this is what we do. We do this all the time. We be all, when I do one-on-one interviews, baby, I be all over the place when it comes to me.
We about to go back to the beginning in about 2 more minutes. Give us a chance.
I'm sorry we not going in order, but we just be all, that's just what I do. You can check my old YouTubes. We be all over the place.
And I don't know the child is in order yet. That's another thing. I just know events.
We just know, what happened. Somebody else said something. Okay, we ignoring the fact. Y'all say y'all are ignoring that he wasn't honest as he should have been with the Shira. When? I mean, if you talking about the last 5-10 minutes of the book,
we ain't got that yet. Give us
there yet. But I definitely want to talk about that.
Let me say this before you say. Let me say this, because when I finished the other day, because y'all know I wasn't in a rush, I took my time and was reading. I didn't do a reread because I usually do a reread before I read the third book. When the third book come out, I'll reread. I'll just go straight to the second book, and then I'll reread 1 and 2 just before 3 comes out. So I didn't do a reread. But if you're talking about toward the last minutes, and I said this to Love, I sent her a message and I said, Ashira did exactly what we women do. We get in our feelings instantly. The man said the night before, we need to talk. We're going to talk. He woke you up to talk. But the wheels in your brain started going and you figured it out, and you did not stop and listen to what he had to say. And then said, fuck you, and left. I think we have all been guilty of this at some point in time. We run off of our feelings immediately. I don't want to hear shit you got to say. You a liar, blah, 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 blah. And you gone.
I agree with that.
He didn't give him a chance to even explain, especially when he's telling you, I'm trying to explain. Just give me a minute, and you didn't. So if that's what you're talking about, again, I say, prior to that, why did he owe her that?
He didn't.
Okay, so this is my thing. I felt he did. You were falling for her. You liked her. Cynthia went to your house. She knew about, where you stayed and everything else. I felt like if you were going to pursue, especially you bringing her to that house to have sex with her, that should have been disclosed beforehand, before she even got to that house, before she even got on your boat.
Wait, pause. She asked to be fucked in front of the mirrors. She got fucked in front of the mirrors.
Nothing to do with
she
what
didn't
I'm
Yes,
talking
it
about.
do. Yes, it do.
Because she to nothing.
At the end of the day,
asked for it.
when they
got it.
At our hotel. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, because there are some, it's on the ceiling and everything. I've been to them. At the end of the day, before he took her in that threshold, he should have told her. You had Cynthia there. Cynthia knew, and you hadn't even much hugged her.
Okay. So what I have to say to this is he's dead wrong. Once he dropped Cynthia because he knew that he wanted to be or pursue or whatever in his mind, he had feelings for old girl. I feel like at that point he could have been honest. He could have told her, at least brought her to his house. But what I will say is, where was her red flag? He wasn't telling her anything, and she still wanted to get effed in front of the mirror.
Still didn't know his name.
She didn't know his name
when she was on vacation.
And then she was sliding in. There was something I highlighted. She said that she was enjoying this game. She said Jazz had no comeback for that because I was right. He didn't open up to me. Sometimes it felt like a tool to keep me intrigued. Most times it was frustrating as hell. Either way, I felt good in the moment. He felt good. That's all I needed. That's her bed. What you mean that's all I needed? If you wanted to know his name, sis, what you talking about? This is all I needed. I'm not giving up the kitty to somebody who won't tell me his first and last name. I'm not doing that.
I don't understand
An
why he
adult,
wouldn't.
why are you doing that?
I think that he didn't want her to look him up.
He didn't want her in
Because
his
I
She
think
could have got
that
his best.
I
In the
think that
industry
he
she
was
in,
not
if
ready
she wanted to ask
for.
questions, she could have got it. That's the thing. She didn't
I
ask
think
nobody
that
but him.
maybe she just didn't give
She
a
could have.
fuck. I mean,
What
No,
what
what I'm
was
saying
wait?
is y'all
Yes.
talking about.
But
Listen,
Maisha,
what
what
I'm saying
question
is
did
y'all
she
talking
ask
about.
this?
She could
What
have
question
looked
did
him
she
up. But
ask?
what I'm saying is she could have asked other. She could have asked around for his name. No,
Listen,
she
let
gave
me
him that to give it to her.
let me
She
tell
could
you
have asked
something.
any
His
many more for his name.
She
listen,
didn't want to because he was just a laborer.
right.
Exactly. She didn't want.
Exactly.
It's not he was
No,
just a
she was
laborer
too
because
embarrassed. She didn't
she
want
left that
anybody
to
to know she was
him.
interested in him. So let's keep it all the way real, okay? She didn't want nobody else in that industry to know that she could be possibly interested in a laborer as she
Exactly.
described him.
That
Furthermore,
don't
let me
have nothing to do with me asking about him. If I'm a builder, I'm in construction. That's not foreign for me to ask for about an employee that works for. That's all I'm saying. Y'all
is
thinking
he seeking
it wasn't
employment with
hard
you?
for
Why you
her.
want to know?
So if I
You
work
think they would
at
have said, "Why you want to know?"
one job, I can go to another site and be like,
You goddamn
who
right.
are
I do it
you?
for the post office all the time. Do such and
But it's
such
not
work here.
right. Nobody in this world owes you anything. I don't have to
I'm
tell
not saying
anybody
that
my
that don't
business.
got nothing to do with what I'm saying. All I'm saying is
You're saying that he had a responsibility or he had to
you
give
listen
her
to what
his
I'm saying.
name.
Don't do that. I'm telling
He
you, if she
said it.
wanted to find out about him, she could have. She left. That's all I'm saying. She left it for him to tell her. That's it. In the
But if
story,
you
she
wanted to
left it
know
for him to
something, why didn't
tell.
you take the extra mile? Why didn't
But
you
why
take the
should
extra
she?
mile to
I'm
walk away
talking to
with?
the source.
Why,
I'm
if he
talking to
is
the
not
source.
Maisha,
Girl, if
stop.
you don't stop
You
that
are
whining.
not a child. If somebody is not giving you what you want from them, why are you still in their face? Tell me that. Why is she still in his face?
Because she didn't
Because he
really
wanted to
want
be in
that.
her face, showing up to her goddamn dance studio. Like, come
I
on.
didn't ask you that, Maisha. That's not my question. My question
Okay,
as a
so she
woman.
did after he got mad at her. Did she not answer his phone calls and stay away from him? And what
But
he
then she
said,
still answered
what's
his
your
phone
dance
call when he
studio
called the third time.
address?
That's not what
That's
I'm
what
asking,
he's
Maisha.
saying.
Maisha, I'm asking a very
Okay, never mind.
specific
It's all on Jazz. You're
question.
right. Poor she.
I'm
Okay, yeah.
asking a
Sissy just
specific question. If you've done ask a man 4 times what your name is, and he has not told you that, why are you letting him fuck you anywhere? Why? Why is that blame on him and not
That's all
on you?
Keema, that's all she wanted from the thug till she fell for him.
Exactly. So let's
Wait,
be
this
honest
girl put
about
her
what
whole family
Ashira
stuff on?
wanted. Let's be honest about what they both wanted. Ashira and him share the blame in this whole situation. But Ashira, as a woman, and to protect her peace and her sanity, should have gotten that man's name before she took it any further. She didn't have to ever invite him to her home. She invited a man to her home whose name she didn't know.
Especially as a woman of her status.
Exactly.
A woman of her status and her standing
but
and
he
her
got the
financial
same status, right?
But did
standing.
y'all peep?
No, listen. She didn't know that. She didn't know that. What I'm saying is, I'm agreeing with Keema that a woman, hell, I don't have her money. And I do background checks.
It shouldn't be about
My daughter don't have her money, and I do
or
background
female.
checks on the people that's come and get her.
But then y'all just said he wanted to talk to her afterwards. What I'm telling you is that I felt since Cynthia had been to the house, Cynthia knew about it. It should have been disclosed to her. whether she asked for it or not, that should have been this.
I
And it's
guess I
not.
missed Cynthia going
She
to the
kept
house.
asking.
Remember it
No, no,
opened
no.
up
She
when her
called
mama.
when he left
No,
her,
she
and that
went
was
to
the
the
thing. When he
house.
left Cynthia, yeah, she was at the house. He left Cynthia to check on Shishi when she was heartbroken,
Remember
and he
when
took Cynthia
the
home.
chapter
That
opened
was when
up
the
when
mama
she
had cooked
said,
for
"I
her.
love this view," and the mama said, "This is a nice view." Remember the mama
She was at
cooked.
his
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, and
At
Miesha.
his
when
house. So that's how the assumptions about him living with his mama came, because she overheard that conversation that Cynthia was telling him. That's how
But
that
did she
conversation.
ask
That's how
him?
it came up with the money. I mean, with the mom. And then he actually said, "You not finna clown me about staying with my mom." He said that when they left the that little family get together. He said that to her. I actually went back and highlighted it. I can put it up. He said, "You not finna clown me about staying with my mom's."
Because she already assumed that's where he stayed.
He didn't have to. Okay, so all you had to do is say, "I don't stay with my mama."
But
Then
why?
she would have
This
said
is
where
what
you
I want to
stay.
Oh
know
God,
for
no,
real, y'all. I
you
want
know
to
what?
know
Y'all
why.
is good. Yeah, okay. So everything is on the share, because it's
It's
like
not
everything
on
I'm
a
saying,
share,
he
but
I
I
don't
just
I
doing.
don't
want to
believe
know
that.
as
It
a
was her.
human.
It was her. She
It's
shouldn't.
not.
What
But
is
I just want to know
on
as
him?
a human being, what do you owe another
What is
person?
on him? You not listening. What is so nothing? What
Oh,
is on? You
everything
keep
after the
saying
kiss
it's
is
on
on him. I've
her.
been said that. I'm asking you before that. She done assumed that he lived with his mama because she was being nosy. After she
And
finessed her way into the
all but
barbecue,
verified it. He all but verified it when he said, "You're not finna clown me for staying with my
because she
mom."
said it, I don't have to give you anything.
All he
If
had to
Who
you
do is
playing
say,
tell
both
me,
"I
sides
do
of the
not stay
fence?
with my mother."
if you tell me, oh Keema, I think you work at such and such because you look a certain way, and I know such and such people who look like you who work XYZ. Okay, you got it.
He
I'm just
told her he was a
because
laborer.
I don't have to explain
He told
myself.
her he was a laborer. He was
he
getting the
never
passenger
said he was
side
a
of his.
He
laborer.
He
never
literally
He
said
said
that.
did.
he
I
was
have it.
in.
I have it.
He
He
said,
told her
"I'm
he was a
in
laborer,
construction."
and he told her, "I'm a laborer." I can put it up. He also was getting in the passenger side of his best friend's ride. What
Sean
all the fucking
said
time of a
that
beat
You
up
she should
man?
have
Sound
ran a
like
She
she
knows
background
that
actually.
check.
it's his best friend's ride, though. How does she know that?
He's trying to call my
That's his
boy
car.
Scrum.
He said it.
Because his best
That's his
friend
Don't
was
play
in
with
the
Juggy.
passenger seat. This is
Don't
the
play with
thing.
Juggy.
He
That's his
made a lot of
truck.
assumptions, and he never answered for it, but she still wanted him. That is
and
my
guess
whole
what?
point. That was her
That wasn't
bad.
even Dougie's van. That's his in his name. Because Reed said at the end, "Why you got a ticket at the curfew?"
Exactly. So she
Thank
never
you.
knew that was his best friend's ride. She saw the car, saw that it was beat up, saw somebody in the driver's seat,
Oh
and
my
said,
God.
"Oh,
So if you see me all the time getting in the passenger side of a car, like y'all making it seem like her
but
assumptions was just so far fetched.
But it
This is
doesn't matter. See, what you're doing is saying because it's the truth, it's okay. And it's not the truth in this situation.
Oh my,
This is what I'm
y'all
trying to, you
acting
have
like
to
her
think about why
assumptions
you
were
feel
far
that way.
off.
Why do you get to make an assumption about somebody and when they play up to your assumption, be mad? Because you never asked them. She never asked him if that was his car. Did she?
She never asked him
So if
if
your
he
name
lived in
is
the
Author
project either.
Kema,
She
She
told him
asked him
he
right?
was
lots of
going
stuff.
to
Told
the
Your
Your
him
name
he
is
name
was.
project.
out
Author
support.
Kema. No, listen. Your name
So
Author
he took
Kema.
her to the
I'm
project.
gonna assume you an author, right? And
Absolutely, because that's
if I
in
come
my
to you,
name.
no. If I come to you about being an author, and you're not an author, you gonna go on and say, "Yeah, I done wrote 40 books." No, you gonna tell me
But
I'm not
that's
an
not this.
author.
That's not what happened here. Author Keema is my name on Facebook, so it has Author
And he
Keema.
told her he's a laborer.
But
And then he said, "Wait,
so
and this is another thing
okay,
he said.
so
This is
but
another thing he
okay,
said.
here I'm gonna
I
hit
got
you with
hold on.
this, Miesha.
Let me.
Hold on.
He also said when I came out, I only had one offer, and they were paying minimum wage, right? And she said, "No, you had two." That in Rizzo, he said, "Oh yeah, he had to slipped up." That was the thing where he could have said, "You know what? I blah blah blah." No, you still want to keep everything secret. If it's like you were so scared of what she could do, how you were falling for her, that you didn't want this, you wanted her to think the worst of you. And that's what I feel he did. Because
She
he said if
already
you
thought
push
the
her
worst
as
of
far
him.
away from him as she could be, and it only made her curious. It made her want. That's how I saw it. I felt he was telling her this shit or let her assume these things to just push her out of his life.
Like she's an idiot. She's not an idiot.
She's not an idiot.
She's not an idiot. So you telling me that she has all this right to know about this stranger that she does not know from Adam. She assumed all these things.
Thank you, man.
Hold on, Miesha, because I let you speak. She assumed all these things. She saw him walking in the car, so okay, she assumed that. Fine, that's great. She assumed he had child support. She assumed that he had baby mamas. All of that is fine, and he's in the wrong because he didn't turn around and say,
he clarified
about that. Why?
Wait, did he not clarify he didn't have kids and he wasn't on child support? Wait, so some of the things I'm gonna tell you wrong about, but the other things I'm gonna
because I get to share my information when I want to.
No. He could have let her believe he had 50 baby mamas, right? But no, he cleared that up, correct?
He cleared that up because she asked.
And that's the thing. All I'm saying is, Jas, if he wanted to clear every fucking assumption she had up, he could have.
Why does he have to before they became intimate? You still
didn't owe her that
question.
Yeah, he didn't owe her that.
He did not owe her that. And I don't care
He did not
He didn't
owe her that.
So if I may, Miesha, okay, so let me ask this question. Let me acknowledge the people in the comments. Y'all are popping. I'm loving it. I'm loving that y'all giving us feedback, and I wish I could hear some of y'all voices. Miesha, let me say this. A lot of things you've internalized, right? And a lot of us attach our personal opinions when we're starting to read. But why is it but let me ask you this. Why is it that you feel, because this is your opinion, why is it that you feel she was owed more than he was willing to give?
Because he said it. I can't get you out of my mind. I try, even when she
That's not explaining. That's not explaining.
You are further down the book than when she was asking and wanting all of this information toward the beginning. I
get what you're saying, but I'm telling you, as it went on, my thing is he corrected her when he wanted to. It's like he picked and chose what he gonna correct her on. He told her it wasn't her business whether he had kids or not, but he made it his business to say, I don't have kids.
Because I think he made it his business to do that because he wanted to show her stop judging people like that.
He could have,
and he told her.
Here's my take on that. That's a stereotypical.
Go ahead.
That's a stereotypical question that a black man is going to have children and be on child support. That's stereotypical. And he was like, stop that. I get that. Don't just assume. That's what any of us. If we meet y'all know I'm 53. I meet a man and he said he ain't got no kids. I'm be like, I am going to say, for real? Why? I mean, that's a red flag. He's going to correct me on that because I should not make that assumption. I don't have to. I mean, I just don't feel as this is just my personal opinion. I love the book. Y'all know I love the book. I can't wait to see what she do. I'm with Rochelle. She gonna hop in that car, and 2 days later she gonna wish she had stayed and got the answer because he done put it on her.
Yep.
But I do not feel as though at any point before that, with the way she was handling him, the way she was asking him questions, and the way just her overall, he didn't owe her anything. He didn't owe her any answers. None at all. She assumed, look about when they went out to dinner with Raina and Asmir. She assumed Asmir was going to take care of that bill.
She did.
She didn't know nothing about, and I honestly feel as though he was keeping his business low key for a reason. There's a reason that he's not letting everybody know that he actually owns Rizzo Construction. Excuse me. There is a method to his madness that we have just not gotten privy to.
No, and I agree with that. I agree with that. I totally agree. And that's the thing. That owning Rizzo, no, he don't have to answer that part. That's his business. I feel like, but something as simple as your name. And the thing is, like, if she wanted to be expect the gadget. She could have had that information. She was leaving it. That's the thing I
If
did
she knew that
respect.
if she knew that he was Sinclair, as smart as she was gonna know Club Sin was his. She was gonna figure out that rap that
He
Izzy was
purposely, and
doing.
look what he did. When Izzy called his, what he did, backed up so only Izzy could see him from the stage. It's like you were hiding what you were from her, but yet it's still you, me and
No,
her
he
in the
wasn't just
parking
hiding
lot.
that from her. He was hiding that from everybody.
But what I'm saying is,
Everybody.
part
but
he
then he
He was
was
went
hiding
to
that
my
from
business.
everybody. He wasn't
This
just hiding that
man,
Because
from
you
her.
gotta read Izzy's lyrics. So
but
if the camera pans
yes,
to him and he
All
done
right.
told
yes.
what he did in the streets, and you pan the camera to me, then they can like murder don't have no, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So you can't. Yeah, I understand him
He
backing
was
away from
found
the
not
camera.
guilty, baby. You can't it's double jeopardy. He was found not
He
guilty
wasn't
of
tried
that.
for that.
He
He was
wasn't
not
tried
tried
for
for
that,
that.
Ma.
No, he was
He
not.
was not
He was
tried for
tried
that
for the
case.
guns. They had to drop it.
$100.
So
Maisha, they had to
They had
drop.
to
They had
drop
to
it.
drop
They had to
those
drop it.
charges,
They didn't have enough evidence for the charges for that.
They didn't say it
and
was
that's how
dropped
the
without
feds picked
prejudice.
it up. Yeah, that's how the feds picked it up.
The
so
feds picked up the gun charge.
I
Right.
think
But
They
they
didn't
never
have enough evidence or witnesses to prove that he killed those
killed
people.
those people. And it didn't say that the charges were dropped with prejudice or whatever it is for him not to be charged again. So why would
I
I want
think
to tell myself something like that?
Adrian made a great point, y'all. She said she thinks the term owed is the wrong way to phrase it, but he did let the deception go on longer than he should have once they
Absolutely.
continue to spend time together. And I don't think anybody on this panel disagrees with that.
Not deception, omission.
Well, and we can
Let
We
the
don't have no
omission go on.
deception though.
we can formulate the words the way we want to. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the statute of limitations is the word we were looking for, Keema. Thank you, Attorney General. She got us together. Y'all know Attorney General gonna set us straight. And he wasn't tried because they didn't have the evidence. Exactly, Sandra.
I
Thank
remember
you.
that. Okay.
So what's
Wait.
important to me is that you remember that ultimately Jas was not really expressing interest, and he had to lay low with whatever he showed. I mean, he chose whose company he wanted to be in, even like at his family gathering, if you recall that. you know he already knew how everybody was going to be coming at him, probably wanting money or talking business, and he made sure to keep her out of the presence of all of that. To a certain degree, if you really want to look into it a little deeper than what you read, it was almost like he was trying to protect her. It's not like it's a good company necessarily to be in, especially publicly, and to know as much as she knew. I don't think he cared one way or another whether or not she was going to still be digging him once she knew. But again, anything he wanted her to know at this point, he had every right, as I would. I don't have to tell you all of my business, who I am, how I get down, what I didn't did until I'm ready to. That's that. You have no right to my information. The ex-girlfriend has,
and I agree, but I do think
I agree with that
I
too.
will have to now
I
be
want to
on the
talk about
Shira
that,
side to
Rachel.
say, once you broke it off with Cynthia, you was feeling old girl. Just like I said in the beginning, her problem was she was attracted to him and wanted him. The same thing happened in that reverse. So at that point, taking her to his mama house was too much. I'm sorry. It was funny as hell, and I enjoyed it, and I thought it was hilarious. But it was too much, because now you're going, to me, out of your way to perform.
That shit was funny.
It was hilarious as hell, but it was
even funnier when she was so comfortable, especially after she saw they didn't have no little rodents in there. Homegirl was prepared to sleep. Homegirl was prepared to sleep in the projects once she learned she was protected.
She finesses a lot of stuff, because I had called her manipulative, and Miesha said I was wrong. I said she is, because she was supposed to take her ass home. And what did she do? She fell asleep in the bed
And sent him a text.
And sent him a text.
What does this mean? Yep, he's still for the streets, although he is not in the streets. Y'all forgetting this is a spiritual man too. So I'm
Hold
confused
up
on
now.
what
We
this
not
means.
even gonna tap on that.
Wait, so
This
let's
me.
So
talk
let me.
about. See,
That's
I
my
I'm gonna
want to
add
message.
something
Let
too.
me address my message. That's my comment. My comment. He's for the street. I mean, listen. Y'all could polish him up. Like you say, you could take your girl out the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out the girl. Jazz is still street. And like we said, the streets don't forget. He before going in there, just because he's chosen to change his lifestyle does not mean, like I said, even at the family gathering, his family still sees him as the one that they can still come to for the dollars, as the one still making the paper. Now, granted,
Bless
they
you.
may
Bless
not
you.
all know what all, that he's a highly
Mhm.
invested man. Just like his cousin, what's her name? Siobhan Chandra, whatever, the one he sent to college. He
Chelsea.
paid. He paid.
Chelsea.
God bless you. He sent her to school and even paying for her to get a doctorate. That girl ain't asking no money and no questions as to where that money come from. But again, they know the lifestyle that he's lived.
Mhm.
So I'm just saying the man choosing to lay low. He wasn't necessarily out here broadcasting his lifestyle. He wasn't even pumping, like y'all say, he stepped back at the club at Club Sin. Now they say we in the man house. She hasn't even put two and two together because she doesn't know his real name. That his name is Sinclair, right? So she doesn't even catch that. But when he did say, "Well, what do they call you?" and he said they call me Sin. He said
Mhm.
Juggy calls me Sin. She still didn't put two and two together. Again, what she was choosing to define. Don't play with my baby. Don't you play with my baby, Rochelle. Don't make me come out again. Don't you play with my girl. Don't play with my baby. He is not in
Mhm.
the streets. You hear me? Don't play with him. All
But
right, now back to the
I
issue
agree with
at hand.
Ayana.
okay, so this the
Exactly.
problem. Like y'all keep saying ex girlfriend. He clearly said he broke up with that girl before he went in. But then it's like you want her to stay faithful to you or for you while you away. You broke up with her. It's
No,
like
he said
I
he
just.
didn't want her to be faithful to him.
But he says she deceived. Remember, that's why he didn't want a bad bitch because of her. But he was the one, and he said, because I remember Shira asked him were they together. He said no, but it was an understanding. I took care of her grandma, and I'm like, y'all talk about
Listen,
money.
if he was providing for her family,
She
that was
wasn't
his
supposed to go
old
out
That
and have
don't
lady.
no
mean
baby.
nothing. Why should he
Yeah.
assume that?
She wasn't
That's
supposed to go out and have no baby.
assumptions
No,
is
I don't think it was
assumptions is
that. I
not
think he was
what
just
where
mad
we
because it
come
was his
from.
friend. I don't
Right.
think it had anything to do with all that other stuff. I think he was just mad because it was his friend. He
Mm.
said in that chapter he did not expect her to wait for him, but she did mess with his friend.
He said associate.
I thought he said friend. If
Said
he said
associate.
associate, my bad. But regardless, it was someone that he knew, and I think
I,
that's what he took
I
affront
think,
to.
and another thing, I think Jazz is what he expected from women. Like he really had that 1970s or 50s Leave It to Beaver thing stuck in his head. Like
Mm-hmm.
you wanted the woman at home while you work. You wanted, and then we had the dream where you got two kids in a high chair, one crawling, and you talk about the girl got her titties to her feet, but it's like you chasing these kind of women, and it's not what you want. I just feel like he was just in denial the whole book about what he was searching. I'm like, were you searching for this type of woman because you felt they were easier to do what you wanted them to do? Because I couldn't understand why he was chasing this certain type of looking what she would say is dry looking woman.
What
No
did he say?
style.
He said he wanted a woman that preserved her sexy just for him.
But it's like she said,
So
he
that's
wasn't
why he
even
was getting
he
those
wasn't even
homely
much
women.
attracted to them. That's the thing.
He
And
wasn't.
he
That's why
said
he
it.
didn't sleep with him.
But it's like, why would you chase somebody? And let's be real, you can find somebody like I love the way Aisha Curry used to dress head to toe. She was still attractive. What I'm saying is, you don't have to go out and chase that type of woman. And he was closed minded to women who had it going on, who had a career, who were what he called the bad bitches of the world because he thought they wouldn't go with his plan. That was my problem right there.
All
The
right.
way his outlook on how a wife should be, that really threw me off.
But why?
Let's
But why? When look at the example that was set in front
That's
of him. You
what
got to look
that's
at.
what I said, LaShawn. He was never serious about that girl. That's why I'm like,
What
I couldn't
girl?
understand how you would put everybody in that category when you said it. You wasn't serious about her. She could do what she wanted to do.
listen to
I
this.
agree with that
Y'all,
part, but I think that is also a trigger, not a trigger. Sorry, that's a response we all do. So, like, I don't think Ashira will ever get with another guy like Austin after what he did.
this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Austin. We sitting here. I'm not gonna say we. I'm gonna say Miesha sitting here bashing Jazz. Let me tell you something. Okay.
I have to
Let me
do it
tell
and
you.
nobody else.
Listen. Let me tell you something. Austin ass didn't give a damn about Ashira. Okay. Her protection, nothing. Somebody asked earlier, did Ashira pay for the hotel room that he stayed in? No, she didn't. She paid for the Valentine's Day setup, the strawberries, the champagne, all that stuff.
Mhm.
She wanted that sent to the room that she knew he was going to reserve. But Jazz didn't know this girl, didn't even know if he liked this girl. But he was concerned about whether or not she had protection, where she was going to park at when she went to this club. He did that like 2 or 3 times. They was at that at the play, at CCJ's play, and where he's at, he's surrounded by his bodyguards, and he just lets her walk off. Don't send a girl with him. First of all, we knew from Jump Street he was a soft ass man, because what man you know gonna get on FaceTime with his old lady with a face mask on?
Oh yeah, that was.
Honey, do that. Do that with Allegra. Do that with Allegra. Your ass gonna be blocked. All right? You gonna be blocked.
Skincare.
Okay.
I don't mind the skincare, but I think
you do that on your own time. You don't do that on girl time. You do that on your own time. I don't need to see that.
Into Austin, everything about him. Like, honestly, I just picture Michael B. Jordan. I wasn't impressed. It's nothing.
But wait,
about
I ain't even finished. I'm about to redeem Jazz for you, okay? Y'all know Jazz still didn't like this girl. And when that girl had that effed up day, he didn't even know what was going on. What was the first thing he did? Pray with and for her. You can't tell me nothing about Jazz here. Nothing.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you something.
But you can't tell me shit about Jazz. Whatever it is, it don't top that. Whatever you tell me, don't top that.
Y'all. Can we talk about Brielle? I want Love as the therapist. I want her to ask Brielle to come to her. Like, don't wait for Brielle to come to you, Love. Take this girl because she needs freaking help. I'm so sick of her. I'm so sick of Brielle. Y'all don't even understand. Like, what are you doing with your life, sis? What is it that you want?
But Brielle didn't do nothing. I mean, honestly, she didn't. She didn't know he had a
No.
She didn't tell her nothing. She didn't know. Like,
everybody on here know Brianna is for the Brielle is for the streets.
But
and she will take.
Didn't know that man had a girlfriend.
She had to have known. I don't want to hear that. You like, I don't.
That is typical Brielle. That is typical Brielle. She knows what she wants to know. What's convenient for her to know.
Thank you. I don't like making excuses for people. I want y'all to be for real. Brielle,
I'm not making it. I'm telling you what the book said. He said she don't know me. I'm invisible.
So why did her publicist reach out?
You're invisible to her too. She don't know you neither, because how could she not know?
She
basically
knew.
Like, this what you finna cheat on me with? This motherfucker don't care if you die tomorrow.
Brielle, I'm so sick of her. My point stands. I'm so sick of Brielle because I feel like is she ever going to make a good choice? Is she ever going to like do something different? Like, is she going to continue to just go do all these things and look like this sloppy ass chick with talent for what? For these corny ass men?
Deal with 2 men.
2.
Who else she had besides Trent?
Didn't she have a whole like
a girl?
bisexual?
She was messing with a girl.
But that's not. It wasn't a character. That was in Trent book.
It doesn't matter if it's a character.
Listen, Brielle is a hoe for the streets. Okay.
I get that, but
bottom
she
line,
didn't.
All that.
And she ain't learned nothing from her daddy.
True. I just feel like I feel like she
like Taya. You said she went back to her whole way. Like, if I don't know he has a girlfriend, how does that make me a hoe?
Miesha, how do you
Excuse me.
make these excuses for these people?
Excuse me. I'm about to address something because a lot of people in the comments are saying that they believe Rael was in the dark about Shy. How?
He was.
How? All the world knew. Social media. These people marked as relationship goals.
Remember, those people do not run their social medias.
Like, I wouldn't care if you that interested in this man. Interested in this man. This woman ain't been around. She didn't been on the scenes. I mean, they've been hugged up. Come on.
She wasn't interested. She wasn't interested in.
Yeah,
she just wanted to fuck.
Was for her. I think that was for him to disclose, like, not for her to find.
Not a quiet hoe. I'm not messing with y'all.
Yeah, I think she said exactly. I think she's sexually liberated. I don't think she a hoe. I don't think she had she was supposed to ride around and find out if he had a girlfriend. It was for him to tell. I feel that
I'm not blaming her for him if he didn't say that him and the girl was together, but she knew who she was. I don't for 1 minute think that Brielle did not know who this young lady was. Just like she's very dismissive because that's who she is as a person. When she came to the door, when Jade came to the door, she dismissed Jade, and Jade is in the nigga's house.
Pregnant.
With her
weave out.
It doesn't weave out.
I think unless she's just choosing not to see, she's choosing to ignore the obvious.
Either. Like, Trent never
that's bold.
Girl, stop. Everybody knew about Jade.
AG said, let's remember Brielle is the mega star. His star was only recently on the rise.
Yo, that's why Beyonce knew Jay-Z was cheating on her ass. That woman knew who that girl was. Y'all cannot convince me of that. Don't make excuses for people. She was dismissive on purpose. She did it to Jade. I mean, Jade was right there.
Nobody knew about Jade at that time.
Oh my goodness. It doesn't matter.
Jade was pregnant then.
Jade showed up to the house. Hold on. You showed up to her house.
Jade have her hair done when she had just.
And she was scratching her pregnant belly. Go back and read for 15 times so you can see that part.
I will.
She showed up to the house, a pregnant, small woman, because Jade is small, so you can't miss the belly, opens the door, and you dismissing her like, where's Trent?
Like, she said she looked a mess.
No, and then because even now, don't talk about Trent and Jade because that's my shit.
I said
but I tell you this, wait, Miesha, wait.
She was coming, she would have dressed up.
Wait, yeah, she knew, but
she was cleaning. Jade was cleaning the house.
But the boy toy, the best friend, he knew what was going on. Brielle just didn't want to know.
And he said, "What is his name?"
And he laughed at her. That's your best friend, and he laughed in her damn face. Like, girl, come on, you are embarrassing yourself even more. Let's go.
I think his name was Terrell or something.
Yeah, Terrell, something like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't. One thing about me, I don't make excuses for these people. She knew. I don't care what anybody says. She knew. She just did not care. We can say that. She did not care, and that's fair. She doesn't have to because she doesn't owe the lady anything.
I'm about to say, at the end of the day, it don't matter what he told her. What she knew, what she didn't know. He knew. He knew he was in a relationship. And guess what? Obviously, the hotel people know too, because that's how they know.
Trying to stop her.
Because my girl show called and said, "Boo, did I get
She called her on purpose. You can't convince me otherwise. She wasn't calling to find out. You knew you had the dates right. You just wanted to put something in her ear to let her know this nigga here.
Yeah.
And he hoeing.
And even the guy when she was coming inside. Remember, y'all, when she was coming inside, the guy tried to stop her low key. But the other guy was like, No, that's such and such. Let her up. So that guy knew who she was, but Brielle did. But anyways, so he tried to stop her, and she didn't listen. But I think they knew. I mean, obviously they knew what was going on. But he was not anything, and I think Austin was just really just a filler for her because I don't honestly think she was committed to that relationship. I think she even says it. She didn't really like
when she was saying marriage and children wasn't in her trajectory.
Eventually,
no.
I guess we would talk about it eventually. Well, damn, 3 years in and we still ain't even touched the subject.
I don't think she was. I mean,
she wasn't happy with him, especially with the way he, was all over the globe and how she
was she even attracted to him? It didn't even come across to me like she even was like attracted to him in that kind of sense. It was just one of those comfortable relationships. You know what I mean?
I don't think I'm looking at this comment. I don't think she was mad because she was with a better. That hurt like that.
I do agree with that, man.
Because she did bring it up. It was like she's with the queen of the rock or whatever.
I mean, that part, but you can't tell me that she was madder because of that. I think.
And what Jas said, who's a better bitch than you? And then he thought about it. He said, "Oh."
And there it is.
But hold on, I do think that
I can't stand Sean.
Yes, Sean, exactly. He was soft. He was the whole. Let me tell you, I have so many notes in there where I was calling him a pussy ass nigga. I kept saying this is a pussy ass nigga.
I do think she has an inferiority complex to people who she deems maybe better than her, and I'll tell you why I say this. Her whole tirade in that car after she saw Simona was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, and she only did it because she was jealous. It was okay when he was messing with linebacker Cynthia and cornrow Maria.
Right,
that was fine.
Right, because they didn't. In her opinion, they couldn't touch her.
They couldn't touch her.
I think it was the speech he gave her at the picnic saying about
you gotta listen to her words. She focused on when she was
because she was saying why I and again we just read it different, but I felt like her dismay was how he dismisses women with fashion sense, with nice bodies and cute faces for women to her that are dry and built like
no, that's not what she said. When she was looking at her walking into the room or whatever, not the room, wherever they were when Simona came in, her thoughts were more focused on if he would go back to messing with her because she was bad as hell. She had her own and she was bad as hell. And that's why she went on that tirade in that car. And that's how, because I highlighted that whole scene because I was disgusted with her. And I was just like, why are you even saying these things to him? And it's none of your business because he's not your man. And it was because she was jealous. Because, like I said, she was prettier than Cynthia. She was prettier than Maria. But clearly she didn't felt like she was prettier than Simona. Clearly, and that rang true, and she was jealous of that. She was jealous of that because Simona was still out in these streets. She didn't feel comfortable until near the end he said he never did nothing with her. And she said, okay, well, I'm going to bust your cherry. That's when she felt good about the situation. And that's how I read it.
That made me laugh.
I totally did not.
Can we talk about how she walked him through that sex scene? It was like, oh my God, you lasted way longer than I thought you would. And I was like, she knew how to set her expectations, baby.
Wait, can you
knew.
I love that.
The last comment that you just took off, yeah. Why she feels, I think it's because you like, why? I think it was because if you like that, why aren't you paying me? I think it was because he wasn't paying her any attention. You know what I'm saying?
Another rejection she couldn't handle.
Yeah, I felt like that's the way. That's why she
another
felt some
rejection
kind of way. It's
she
like,
couldn't handle.
Damn, like when she was like, "What do you feel when you look at me?" He was like, "I don't look at you." Like,
That
you
part.
know what I'm saying?
Little
That
So
was
homie,
like
cold.
little homie,
that
That was
was
cold.
that was, and it's
little
like,
homie.
what if you don't look at me, like, what the fuck do you see in these women? Like, that's why I felt from her. So that's why I felt
But
like
he
she
kept
felt some kind
saying
of
she
way.
was. He kept saying in his own thoughts, she a distraction. If I let myself, this is a distraction right here.
Yeah.
We are
Like
missing the point
he
too
was
that we are missing the point too that after they little rendezvous at his mama's house,
That was
She
so
found
and
out
when
what
she
funny.
that
went on
mouth
her
do.
trip, and
She
she went
found
on
out
her
what that
trip,
mouth do.
right? When she went on
and
her
he
trip, and
kissed her. He
can
kissed
I
her
finish
that
my
night.
statement?
Yes,
When he
please.
went on, and she went on her little trip, when she finally did call, he was opening up at that point. He was like, "I'm mad at you
Yeah,
because I ain't talked to you in 2 days."
that was so cute.
And then he was like, "I want to take you on a date." And when he started saying, "Say more," I was like, "Oh hell, here we go."
And that's what I love too. I love when they started dropping their guards with one
And,
another.
well,
Like,
I guess that's my whole thing. Like up until then, he didn't owe her anything. He
Right,
didn't have to disclose anything to
right.
her. And she wanted to fast forward to get all the information at that point. And as we know, he's slow in his progression on talking and sharing his business.
And
Right.
that was my problem.
I don't see why it was a
I'm still a
problem
little
though.
further up. I
But
still
but
think
wait,
after the
that
kiss, he
excuse
should have
me.
told her.
What you said, Maisha, you said that was your problem. That's
That
exactly
was
what it
the
is. Your
service.
problem. It is your problem because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
that man did not. He don't owe her shit.
Y'all
He
just
did it.
said that he was wrong for not sharing it.
I
That's
never
not what
said
we
that.
said.
Listen,
That
That's
might have
not
been
what we
Keema that
said.
said that. I never
I
said
ain't
that.
said that shit. I ain't never said that.
I said
You
it.
Find your
I'm gonna
receipt.
say it. He was wrong after the kiss. I personally think after the kiss, he was wrong for everything that he did. I'm being fair. He was wrong because you liked her ass. And at that point, it shouldn't have been a let's talk
I don't know if he
situation.
can say that he
A kiss
really.
don't put y'all in a
No,
relationship.
Keema, I can't say that he really liked her.
He
It
dropped
opened his
Cynthia though.
eyes. No, it opened his eyes when he had to start to rapidly address his feelings when he was pushing back
Okay, I'll give you that.
and saying, "Okay, wait a minute, now let me rethink this." And then he's already shown us that he's the type of man. I'm not gonna mess with so many women at one time. I
Yeah, just
kissed
two.
her, so now I gotta say right. But I kissed her. I was intimate with her. I gotta let Cynthia go because I'm not gonna play with her feelings.
He was being honest. He said I had to be honest with her and let her know what was up.
Yeah, but I still think once you have to have a conversation with yourself about your feelings to somebody,
That
there's a
still don't mean I'm
connection
ready to tell
now.
you all my business. That
Not
still don't mean I'm
all
ready
your
to tell you.
business now, but at least at that point, he should have. He should
I
have
think
told her
he
that
was
was
still trying
not
to
his fault.
figure that shit out himself.
I
Keema.
do too. I do too. But then after he, ate her box and they
After
was
he
about to
figured
get
it
on in
out,
the mirrors.
after he figured it out and she popped his cherry, he knew he had to talk to her.
His
Hence,
name is
we
through the
need to
book. His
talk.
name is Jas Sinclair. He didn't want her calling him sin.
He should have told her.
Right,
In my
he did say
opinion,
that. That's what Juggy would call him. Sin. He said, "Well, what does Juggy call you?" And he said sin. So it was made known that he went by another name to others.
yeah. But I have to be fair to her in this sense. It's just like y'all shared something. Y'all shared some kind of connection. Y'all shared something intimate. And in my opinion, at that point, you need to be honest a little bit. You don't gotta tell her your life story now, but your name, I think you could give her that.
My name Jazz.
Shut up.
And Juggy called me sin.
Listen, that's like listen. My name Yaya. My name is whatever I choose to have you to call me.
Not
That's
when
all
you
it is.
having sex
He
with somebody
listen.
you like.
He was
But
ready, Keema.
Man,
He was
y'all,
ready.
let me
He
tell
was
you,
ready,
she better
and
than
she
me because I would have
ran.
put his ass in the chokehold. He would have just had to beat my ass that night. I would have that
But
refrigerator that he put me in front of. I would have smashed his damn head in it. Like, don't play. just I
Baby,
just felt
she
like
was
it was
past the hip.
jokes on
She was past the
her.
hypnotized phase. She
Yeah,
felt the tongue.
I
She
just
didn't. She
felt
got
like
it all laid
it was
out,
just
and listen.
it was
That girl
jokes on
was gone.
her.
And what did she say she
That
wanted?
was so
And
bad.
she
Like
made it seem like what she wanted was casual when she even
I
asked
will
for the
agree with
sex.
that, May.
She said she wanted to be fucked. She didn't say she wanted to be made love, so she understood that they weren't in a relationship. And he even told her that
And they weren't
at one point
compatible.
he was saying, it's not like you my old lady. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, now that we're fading into book 2, we're going to see how this unwinds. We're going to see how all of this breaks down with whether or not, well, obviously he cares about her at this point.
Yeah.
He's really interested in her. So he's going to again be selective about what he chooses because he needs to make sure she's not gonna go run off and running his business. He don't know enough about her to say that he actually trusts her.
and that's the problem right there, y'all. But you trust Cynthia more than you trust her.
What he told Cynthia?
He didn't really tell
What you
Cynthia
know that he
much.
told
Been in
He
his
Cynthia?
showed
house.
Cynthia what he wanted to
He didn't even
show
kiss
Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Cynthia
He
been in his
showed
house and
Cynthia.
everything.
He
Cynthia
brought
don't know that
Cynthia
he
to
Hold
the
owned that
on.
house.
club.
And
I
this is
want to
what
bring
Cynthia
y'all
don't know
back
that
to
he
something
owned
Ezra
Rizzo's
said.
Rizzo's construction.
Yeah, go
and
I
back
that's
to
pretty
Babe.
much
Go say
and
what you
that's
say,
I
Babe.
it.
want
Like that
Keema
to
say,
hold
Babe
part.
say
on.
something. Shh, shh, shh.
I want to bring
What you
y'all
say
back
about
to
Babe?
something Ezra said. In the
Yeah, tell me about Babe.
beginning,
Lord.
when he
Oh,
was ministering to him, he said to him that he's a prison and he had prism. He has two faces, right? So he gave Ashira one face. He gave Cynthia one face. Whoever he chose, he gave a certain face to. He reflected the energy he wanted to reflect to those certain people. Because I read it just before we started. Ezra specifically said that. And he said to him, but don't lose your internal prism.
I remember that.
That's what Ezra said.
So he
I
hasn't even
think-
showed him the real man yet.
Right. So I don't think anybody really has ever got Jas Sinclair. They've gotten Jas, they've gotten Sid, but nobody has gotten Jas Sinclair. And that's what at this point Ashira wants from him. But Ashira has it in his mind. I'm not saying he's right, so don't jump on me, Miesha. What I'm saying is in his mind, Ashira hasn't earned that from him yet. He don't know her like that. I'm
LaShawn
not
is
even
a fool.
LaShawn.
She's a fool. And I love it. She's a fool and I love it.
who is this?
I don't know who that was.
That was funny as hell.
That's that Yana ass. That's that Yana ass replying to LaShawn. Girl.
So that's my thing. So that's why we have to keep in love Belvin's like amazing mind, and that's why we stand her down. Is that she set him up to be a prism to these people, and he's going to reflect whatever light. But Ezra told him to reflect the right light. And the right light will lead him to where he needs to be. And to us, that seems like a Ashira.
It's gonna lead him to the promise, baby.
Right, lead him to his promise. So I think all of this had to happen regardless. Just like Miesha said, I will agree with you on that. This had to happen to get him to his promise.
He called
yet.
Cynthia like your boy from Harlem Nights, Sunshine. Yeah, put your mom on the phone.
I just think,
hey baby, how you doing?
I ain't coming home
again.
I cracked the hell up.
Have a nice life.
How you not gonna answer your girl? I'm like, you really just banged it on your girl, and then Ashira thing. Did he even let the phone ring twice before he picked up Ashira's call?
Probably not. Probably not.
And it's just like at that point, he knew he had feelings for her, so he should have been a little bit more honest. But I agree with May. He should have gave her Jas. He didn't have to give her Sin, but he should have gave her a little bit more of Jas before they took it even further than that.
That shit was funny when Asmir said, "Hold up, I know her. What's up, Shishi?"
That was funny. He was like, you don't know her. And he was like, no, I know her. Hey, Shishi. I was dying. That
part cracked me up. And again, he wasn't even trying to hide. He called her, an associate or what have you, work affiliate, whatever, associate, whatever. But he never tried to hide her from people that was in his circle, right? When he talked to Asmir, when he, he put on FaceTime, when he talked to Ezra, because Ezra even said it. Well, your girl called earlier, you didn't answer, but you answer for the associate,
The little homie,
your little homie. Again, I just think at this point, it's now going to show what she really about. And I agree. Somebody said earlier in the comments, we don't know what Ashira is in counseling for. We don't know what it is that she's
She said
trying to
it.
deal with.
She said it. Her self-esteem is low. She has low self-esteem. She's trying to get out of this box her father has her in, and she wants to dance. He doesn't realize her dream.
Sean, I don't think they could break up because they ain't really together.
Man,
They just they just bump
Listen,
cheeks. That's all.
Man, let me tell you,
first of all,
book two
just
without
know
each
that
other,
He
book
just dig
two,
them guts in the mirror.
it's gonna be a miserable book two.
yeah,
Because
because love,
neither
what did
one of them
love
gonna
say?
have
Her
to go
favorite
on.
part, her favorite part to write is
it's
to
gonna
break
be a
up.
lot
And
of sex in them.
she about to kill us in this book too. Just take your lick and move on. And we not having a
But
discussion,
what
Maisha.
if Jazz
We're
turns
gonna have a
into
discussion
Ashira?
after
we
book
don't
three.
we don't know,
Wait,
Rochelle. She didn't go into details about
but
what
but
happened
but
with
we
her
can't
mom.
we
Yet.
can't do what
They
Ashira did
refer
and
to her in the
assume.
past. She has to be dead because as the book goes on, she's referred to in past tense, Rochelle. So I think she did die.
So who do y'all think Inez is?
I don't know.
I think that's somebody that was close to her
But
mama.
wait, I got a
Maybe that
question.
was her mama's either caretaker, like if her mom got sick, or that was her mom's personal like housekeeper or whatever. And when Ashira left,
I
she
definitely
went
think
with
there's
her.
some sort of tie to the family.
Listen, I tell you this much. I love when she kept telling him, come to the house.
Yeah,
Come
just
to the
come.
house.
I
She
got a
told him about
question.
6 times. And he was like, she come to the house. Come to, and then he said she said, give me your coat, I'm gonna fix such and such. He said, oh no, she not beat for this, and I'm not either. She said, I fixed your food, give me your coat. I was like, get him, my ass, get him.
Is that Adrian? Who said
Wait.
I was thinking of friend of her mom?
Biological mother.
Oh no, that's not Inez is not
I don't get
she's
that at
mom.
all.
She acknowledged her mom in the beginning, but then she refers to her in the past tense as it goes on. I don't think she's an aunt neither. I think
No, I don't
maybe
think
she
she an
may be
aunt.
their old housekeeper or something. Maybe a friend of mom. But
Somebody real close to the mama, I
did
think.
y'all read when Jazz said he's gonna see to it that she never fucked nobody else
Yeah.
after that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
That's when I knew like he fucked up. Like for real.
y'all mad? You mad about that? Because I'm not.
Oh, I'm not mad. I'm just, Mr. I don't want you.
Well,
Mr.
clearly he wanted
I'ma
her
laugh in
then,
your face.
Maisha.
You keep
He
saying
gave
you didn't
her
want
he gave
her.
her his
For her
virginity,
face, he
Maisha.
omitted information in her face.
He gave her his virginity. She ain't going nowhere. That's that
She
jailhouse
ain't
virginity.
going
He ain't going
nowhere
nowhere.
anyway. She is just as sprung, like she quoted, as he is at this
Yeah, but he
point.
got to make that shit up.
Let me tell you
Because
something.
how
She
Cynthia
can play
come to
with
your
Jazz
house?
if she want to. She gonna see the real nigga come out of him. She can play with him if she want to.
I have a feeling he gonna knock Austin
He
ass out
gonna
because we not finished with
show.
Austin.
But that's what she
Austin
gonna
gonna
like.
pop up,
That's what
and
she gonna like. She gonna
Sin
like
is
that
gonna knock
aggressiveness.
Austin's ass out.
She gonna like that. She gonna like
I
that
think,
roughness.
okay, I think them pictures gonna come out of them because they keep
pictures?
mentioning paparazzi be following her. I just feel like it's gonna be a picture. I see that coming.
Yeah,
A
but she
picture.
broke up and Elden already took care of that. So
Listen,
No, I get that, but I'm just saying the the speculation of who he is and who she is, because that's what we want to see the new boyfriend.
yeah,
So
I think that's gonna
and
happen
Jazz
definitely.
ain't gonna want that fucking attention, and then Cynthia gonna have a baby, and Preach gonna be like, now you told me, you looked me in my face, and you told me you was that man ain't mean nothing to you. So I think that's
Hold
gonna.
on. Y'all,
Who
I
y'all
have a
think Peach
question.
is? Who
I
y'all
have a
think
question.
Peach is?
Something just came up in my mind. Hold on, I just realized something. Isn't she supposed to be somebody baby mama?
She?
Who?
Who said that?
I'm about to find a post on spilling the hot tea. Remember, this is what sparked our prediction page.
That was Brielle and Austin.
No. Hold on, let me find the
supposed to
post.
be.
Cause she said baby mama. Austin Sears baby mama. I remember it said that. Hold on, I'm about to find it, y'all, because then that's gonna mess a lot of things up if she got that man baby. Here it is. Here's a post. The latest.
What date are you
Oh
looking
no,
at?
okay. I was wrong. Because I was about to say, I know she didn't have this man baby. I was about to say. She just said Sears girlfriend. Okay. Whew. Child. I was about to lose it. I ain't seen nothing doesn't go back to Austin.
Somebody saying, yep, the post did say BM, but
somebody else said that?
BM. Yeah, I don't
see no BM.
I think they changed it because I
if it say BM, there's black man. Let's move on.
No,
I don't think she's going back. She don't strike me as a type that's gonna go back. I don't see that.
She's not. She's not.
I don't see that.
I see him popping up at her house or something.
Definitely.
Y'all saying
you know what?
Saying this Sin is gonna knock his ass out. Yeah.
And you know what's
Sin gonna knock his ass out. Sin and Juggy.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? I think that I just found it weird that he didn't go near her dance studio. Like, you really don't know nothing about this girl. Like,
who,
Austin? Really? Yeah, he really. Cause why you not at her dance studio? Oh no. Yeah,
he's a punk.
I don't like him at all.
Hold on, we knew he wasn't shit because China said he cheated on her.
Right.
And she said she didn't believe that. She said she didn't believe that. China ain't gonna lie.
Y'all put up that comment Sean said. I'm not messing with her, but she funny as hell.
Ashira gave Jazz a whiff of Jazz gave Ashira them veins. Ow. Hold on. Listen. See, Ayana and Jas know.
Is crazy as hell.
And Sean knows also. They got this guy that works at the refinery. And every day I'm sitting in my truck, he walk on by. And when he walk on by, I snap a picture and send it to him. I say, y'all, look at Jazz walking by. And I'm creeping early in the morning.
We on a commercial break. Hold on. Go, girl.
Where Ayana went?
She on a commercial break. And again,
girl,
go to your nearest package store and get you a bottle of Mom.
I always laugh because I thought that was a real drink, y'all. I love having some drink.
Let me tell you what I said to this nut today. I texted this nut and I said, refresh my memory. I said, don't talk about me. Tell me, remind me what brand of liquor Mauve is. She responds and she goes, but you know it's fictional. I was like, if I could reach to this phone and thump you, I know it's fictional. I know I'm the one who sent you a bottle of your fictional liquor. Don't insult me like that.
She had me looking for it in the liquor store. I was just like,
Lord. No, you know what I found? That wine that Kenny drink. I found that I can't afford it, but I found that.
I saw that online.
Me looking for Chateau Belvin. That don't exist. But
you didn't peep that was her name?
Huh?
You didn't peep that was her name?
Yeah, but I just thought it was, I had to go.
Yeah,
because that bakery that she mentioned in Muted Hopelessness, that's a real bakery because I went to go order.
What bakery?
It's a bakery that she mentions that they went to, and the lady shipped. I ordered it a long time ago. Oh, it's so cupcakes.
So, as we're talking about Jazz, so like we don't really know much about him either. So we know that he owns
Mason Beach ain't real. Stop looking.
Mason Beach ain't real either?
No.
Oh my God.
Neither is St. Justin, okay?
Get the heck out of here, y'all. Y'all
Neither is St. Justin.
Y'all know I don't go anywhere.
Stop looking for it. It's not real.
Kamiko is a real place, right? Kamigo? I think I searched that.
No,
it's in either. India. Well, actually, it's
Indonesia.
Indonesia. Something.
She said it's not real.
She said it's not real. Oh. Is Mary Island real?
I ain't telling y'all shit else. He ain't gonna have me in trouble and hemmed up somewhere. I don't know. I don't know nothing.
Cause you know, like how I use in fictional places in Jersey, she uses all real places in Jersey. So she had me convinced that these places was real. Well, respect to her, because love Belvin's pen is amazing. But I'm just wondering, what all does he own? So he owns Club Sin.
Yes.
He owns Sin. He owns
that cigar
the
company.
construction company.
He owns that cigar company.
He invested in the cigar company.
Right.
And he invested. Right? Yeah, but so that's like he doesn't own all of it. He co-owns that. He co-owns the Chateau Belvin.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to get Danny Lewinsky's shit too, because they are with his ass.
That's another thing, because you know they're trying to Danny Lou them. They're trying to acquire Shishi's business. So in actuality, and that's why I felt he was hiding his name from her because of that. I felt like if she wanted to do the research, she could have found out more, but I don't know.
But I think it's under Just Holmes. I don't think it's under his name. Because wouldn't he have to explain where he get all this money from?
It still be a DBA. It'll still have you listed even if you own it.
Okay. Because the Big Pretty House in Lake Sharon, that I at least know is not a real place. But in Lake Sharon, he had that in that.
What about his parole officer?
Sean. He already owns that, Sean. He already owns that, Sean. He owns it already.
And then she didn't say that. You saw how he was watching her stories? Oh yeah, you got it going on. Just sitting up. I wonder if she's like this for real, just daydreaming. I'll say, oh, you got it bad. You won't even tell this girl your first name. Yeah, that's what he said. He watched her stories.
She was all up in that man's conversation. They sprung on each other.
Let me tell you, she watched his stories right before he got robbed. That's what was distracting him before he got that phone call. He was watching her stories.
Oh yeah. Speaking of being robbed, do y'all agree that it's Sergio that's doing all this?
Hell yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Cause he was too scared up in that room.
Yeah, he was
shaking
scared, but
and shit.
I thought it was because he never been around shit like that. Cause you heard him say it's ghetto.
Girl,
I think he was just scared like that.
He went in that room with them, poked out when he was in the room with Man and Jas. Then he went out and tried to show his ass, telling her he's scared to not scared, but he's tired of being there because it's getting ghetto around there, and I can help you. And she said, I just found out he had a boss. You don't know shit, because his boss got a fucking boss. So wait till you find that out.
Exactly. I don't like him, and I think he's gonna be trouble for both of them. Personally, in book 2, maybe. I think he's gonna really cause trouble.
He's gonna be like what's his face in Sadiq's book. Homeboy that was chasing after Balan. He gonna be like that.
That crazy boy.
That crazy boy.
You know who else I thought of? Oh God, what's the?
Yeah, I find that interesting.
Bernard.
At all.
Who?
Bernard.
You know, we didn't. You know who we haven't talked about? Let's talk about Juggy, because I was all the way here for him getting in that dude's ass. I was
turn your mute on, Ayala, because she about to exit your ass out right now.
Y'all might as well say goodbye to her, because if she say some crazy shit, she gone.
I like Juggy. He's funny to me, and I thought it was very commendable, because for me, I'd have been pissed if it was your fault that I got locked up. But Jas took it on the chin, and it doesn't seem like he told them again. No, Juggy said it was him.
That wasn't man. That was Juggy.
That
was Juggy.
Juggy said it was
him. Juggy had a whole excerpt in the story from his point of view.
Yeah, I thought that was man.
Juggy left that in the quote.
Juggy at the top.
Yeah, Juggy said he was supposed to,
and I'm gonna have to cuss her ass out. So let me shut up.
He was supposed to go and drop the guns off, but he
But he
did
was
it
with his little hot piece or something.
right because he
I
was
wonder
getting
which
some
one.
top. So he was
Don't you get put out too?
and he slipped up. But I like that. I don't see Jas ever come at him crazy or any kind of way. Like it don't seem like he held a grudge against him for doing that because he had to do 10 years off of that. You know what I mean? So I like their little relationship that they have, him and Juggy. I think he really likes Ashira too. So I think, he's gonna call Jas on his shit when he needs to. Kind of like who else had that sort of kind of relationship? What's his name?
What's Asmir friend name?
God dang. I can't think of it right now. My
The
brain.
one who was
Asmir
killed?
best friend name. It started with a P. Petey.
The one who was killed?
Petey. What do you call him? Petey why? Petey Crack. Petey Crack.
Yeah. So I think they're gonna have that kind of dynamic. Like he's gonna be Ashira's like go-to whenever Jas like be on some BS with her. So I can see that dynamic happening. They were his friends.
I like Juggy.
Yeah, me too.
And I like how I take y'all back to him with his protection. Men protect and they provide.
Mm-hmm.
How Juggy had to be security guard at the barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Juggy was all over Shishi at the barbecue.
He
said I assigned Juggy to her because I knew what it was gonna be. And I'm just sitting there cracking up like, you had a damn barbecue and she gotta have protection at the barbecue. You was sitting right there. And she fit right on in. She could say whatever she want. But she got some hood from somewhere. I don't know where it came from, but she got something from somewhere.
Maybe
that one night in the project. Look, that one night in the project did her something. I don't know.
Shut up. But I'm not messing with you. But maybe we don't know much about her mom. Maybe she has some kind of.
Maybe she's street, huh?
I don't know. What do y'all think about her sister relationship with her dad?
Her daddy ain't all that either. He, how your older daughter have to tell you what you have to do with the younger daughter, and you didn't spend any time with the older daughter either.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think it's very interesting that he don't want nothing to do with the company, but he want her to. It's weird to
because
me.
he wants it. He wants his legacy to go on. And I always tell people that's a conversation I was having with my brother like 2 weeks ago about how you cannot plan these kids' lives.
Mm-hmm.
You have to let them figure this shit out on their own.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
it's the fact that he just totally backed out of it after she graduated. Like, I think that's her problem. It'd be different if it wasn't all on her shoulders and she can dance and run that with the help of him. But he just totally gave it up and just passed it and then talking about wealth.
I
Like,
think that
dancing
was
won't bring her that.
another turning point where Ashira started liking him because she saw that he spoke to her dreams. He was all for lifting her up and building her up, right? Because he told her, if that's not what you're doing, if that's not what you want to do, then like, what's the problem? So
And you know where that
this,
came from, Yana? That come from him losing those 10 years. That come from him. I'm sorry. Him losing those 10 years.
Knowing that
he understands the value in being happy.
And I think her
he
father.
understand the value. I'm sorry. He understand the value in what? I didn't hear that.
He understands the value in living out your dreams and being happy.
Yeah.
Because he learned all that when he lost those 10 years. So he came out with that list. This is what I'm going to get. I have to get everything I lost.
Because what he's looking for is peace. He's looking for the peace where he don't have to worry about anything anymore. You know what I mean? All he has to do is just live. And I think he ties that a little bit to wealth. And another thing, as I said, and y'all know that I get on Ezra a little bit, but I have to say I really enjoy Ezra in this one. Don't look at me like that, Yaya. You know,
she almost broke her neck just now.
But I really liked Ezra in this one because he was giving some truth. He had said something to Jas that he also kind of lives for other people. I have to find a quote. He said something like that. he
Oh, when he
lived.
told him to get everything for himself, secure
Yes,
everything for himself. That was
instead of
when they
other
were on the
people.
steps, right?
Yes, I
Mhm.
love that because I think he does do that. When he had that interaction, even though the father was being an asshole, even though that happened, he said he couldn't wait to show him that he could have everything that, basically he had. You know what I mean? It's like he's out to prove something. And I wonder if that has to do with his dad, his relationship with his dad, that he feels he has to prove that he can get shit on his own
I don't
and be
know.
better.
I don't know because I just feel like I think his dad is just that type of person where he's gonna find fault in no matter what he does. Like he can literally buy everybody a house and car and boat. His dad will
It's
still be
still
like,
gonna be
well,
something wrong. He's
such and
still gonna
such bought,
nitpick at it.
such and such bought his daddy a whole condo building. Like that's just the dad he has.
Yeah, but it doesn't ever
His
stop
dad
you
his
from
dad is
wanting
a
to
sellout.
prove,
His dad is whitewashed and he's a sellout.
Mm-hmm.
You know who I loved in the story in the book?
Who?
Since
Please
Esme?
y'all
don't
don't
put
want to fuck with
somebody
somebody
crazy.
so bad. I love seeing Lex in the book.
I
I
love
love
that.
that Lex and Jazz are friends and know each other and how such a unit Lex and Ezra was when they came to the safe house. I love that.
I love that too. I
You
thought
know
it
what
was
I found
hilarious.
crazy? How she said that Lex and Elle are friends, right?
Uh-huh.
And Shishi and Elle are friends.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
How Lex and Shishi didn't know each other already? That was strange to me.
Oh,
But they're not
Elle
really
got a lot of
friends like
layers to
that.
her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
but
don't friends like
Elle
that.
ain't friends with everybody though.
And she not,
Mhm.
but guess what? She don't talk her business either. She keep her people. That's her
Yeah.
people over here and her people over
She,
there. Now
I would say
I
she
love the
has
fact
written
that the
she has
relationship
written
with
Elle to the
Raina.
point where she knows what friends we all have this. I can't mix these set of friends
You
with
Mm-hmm.
right.
these set of friends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
And
right.
I believe that's how that plays out.
That's where I saw it too. Because it's not like Tori, you know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
Tori had ties to all of them individually, so it only made sense that they can all come together. I don't think Shishi was like that. You
Peaches.
know, I don't
I
know what
like
I
Not
think
Peaches.
about Peaches.
I think
I
people
want to know who y'all think that is. Do y'all think that's somebody we know already?
Oh, preacher. When you say
Yeah.
peaches, peach. Okay,
That's what
yeah,
I think.
preacher.
I
Yeah.
think so because there's something off about her name being Peaches. Like I'm not buying that's her name.
No, it's
No,
not.
they
It's
call
She
not her
her
said
name. They
that
shorten
Peach.
it for preacher.
they
They
call
call
her
her Peach,
Peach
yeah, because she's
because
a
it was
preacher.
short.
Yeah.
It was short for
Preach.
preacher, and he just
Yeah.
took
Oh,
out the
okay. Because
R.
I
Peach.
must have
Yeah.
missed that part, but
Damn, Ezra
I
had
don't
like a
know.
sergeant at arms, a woman who led the service. No,
Did she?
Yeah. Yeah. Her name was crazy.
You talking
no,
about
there was another lady he let minister.
no,
It
that was
wasn't
just the lady that came to sing. Remember that lady came to sing? That
Yeah,
was after
Karen.
his her
no,
name is
that
Karen.
Karen.
was Karen
Yeah.
Clark Sheard. That's who that he was. That reference was to. There was a lady that when they came back, she was ministering at a Bible study, and they slipped in upstairs and listened to
yeah,
her
he watched it. Yeah, yeah,
for
you're
him to
right.
watch. That was that.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's the same person.
I don't know.
Mhm.
I feel like there's more to know about Peaches. She's interesting to me.
What
Uh,
about the little white
And
lady,
isn't she? Is she the like
Matilda?
her? She's a
Matilda.
daughter, right? She's like a PK, right?
Yeah,
She is. Her
Yeah.
both of
Okay.
her parents
Mm-hmm.
are preachers or whatever, and she had this been further in the future, I would have even thought that this was Ezra's child. The
Uh,
way that she
mm,
Mm,
prophesizes
mm,
things,
mm.
I would have thought it was Ezra's child.
What about
I
interesting.
like
what y'all
Peach
felt
kept
about
it
the
real.
restaurant? What y'all felt about the restaurant that they ate at, where she got the tacos from, and that white lady
The tea,
was
tea
also
lady.
the servant. But I mean, I feel we by now have figured out Jazz owns that spot.
Mm-hmm.
The
And that
tea
lady,
spot,
but it's like, what is
the tea
she?
house.
it's like, did he open it after he got so much tea? He was like, you know what, let me just invest in my own. That's something I want to know more about too. That tea house that he has, and
But you
who
know,
So
that
is that
a
who
white lady,
Consuela?
is that?
Is that white lady supposed to be Consuela who owns the house, or that's a
yeah,
It,
whole different person?
yeah,
No, that's
it
the
yeah.
gotta
same
be
person.
somebody. It gotta be somebody different because he called her name, and her name wasn't
Mm.
Consuela.
Owns what
Yeah.
house?
So who's Consuela?
Consuela got to be the housekeeper because she was
The
gonna beat his
housekeeper, that was
ass for
that's
tracking
somebody
Oh,
money.
different.
that's somebody else. That's different. That's the housekeeper you talking about. I'm talking about, but okay, that woman, like maybe she was his personal assistant or
Yeah,
something.
she talking about the lady that looked like the little lady from
Matilda.
NCIS.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
The
call
little
her
lady
Matilda.
that looks like she from Los Angeles
No, from
NCIS.
the little short lady
Yeah,
from
because that's
She
the lady
Devil.
that Keema and them mentioned that they saw doing the grass and stuff,
Yeah.
right.
tending
Yeah,
to the
that's what I'm
lawn.
saying. What is she? She doing
I
the
wonder
grass.
if
She
she's
bringing
just his
towels. She a
face.
waitress.
Maybe she's just his face, somebody who he hides behind.
She probably an assistant, because I mean, she like you said, she was there with the tea for the tea thing, right? So she,
Mm-hmm.
her and Juggy cool. But even more so when she stepped to her and told her, he tried to have the electrician here to deal with the smoke detector, and she was just, running it down to her, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that smoke detector was gonna come back to bite him in the ass. I saw that
I did
coming
not. I
a
didn't see it
mile away.
coming. Yes, I
I
Really?
did
did.
because everybody talked about it. Even freaking
As
Cynthia
soon as they
talked about
pulled
it.
into the boat launch,
And
when
that's
they
why I
pulled into the
knew.
boat garage, I said, and they mentioned the view. I said, he done brought this girl to his goddamn house.
Yep.
I said, she gonna hear that smoke detector, and it's
And it's
going down.
over. I said the same thing. I was like, because I'm all in it, right? So I'm like, oh, this is so cute. I'm all in the sex. And I was like, fuck, he done brought her home and that shit gonna chirp. I thought it was gonna chirp in the middle of them having sex.
I was trying to figure out
What?
why it took so long to chirp, and then she explained it. She said they had it stopped, but then
Right.
something else happened, and that sucker went
And when she
beep.
was in the bathroom and it chirped, when I tell you my heart dropped, I was like, damn it. He is F-U-C-K. There's no coming back from that. Because you
That
should
shit
have told
irritates me too, though. My daughter
She
had that in
said,
her room for a long time. I refused to change it, and every
yeah,
time
she
she would call
said,
me on the phone and I heard it, I would just hang up on her.
Man, let me
we
tell
yeah,
you
used to
something.
get
LaShawn.
on.
When we was
You
teaching
see LaShawn
virtual,
comment?
when we was
You see
teaching
LaShawn comment?
virtual, and
Which one?
yeah, we
Oh.
talked about that though.
Okay.
When we was teaching virtual and them kids would come off the thing, I'd be like, go back on mute, please. Don't nobody want to hear that. Go back on mute. Tell your mama to get her thing fixed. Good God.
It's mad annoying, but I knew, like, I feel like I know love a little bit, and there's always like foreshadowing. And the fact that everybody kept mentioning that damn smoke detector, I knew it was gonna come back to bite. Because to me, I don't know, people may feel different. I don't feel like love Belvin waste words. So I feel like I always had this feeling that was gonna come back on them, and damn. My guy should have said something. He should have told her. He should have told her, but nah. Nope.
I got another question.
All right,
I
y'all. We
want,
had 2 hours now. Come on.
wait,
All right.
okay, we
The
got
ticket in Harlem, I don't think that's gonna be a big deal. I think that's just
You want to
a
know what
little
I
add
honestly
on to
think?
the clip on.
I think
Anybody can use your car, you
I
know.
think I think the way things have been set up and the way not Ezra, Asmer has had things, shut up, Ayana, has things set up. I bet you anything. Reed is in on all of them, part of the plan.
I have
Probably
a
so.
feeling too.
I
Probably
have a
so.
feeling that Reed is, I mean, the way he was upset is probably like, man, look, you can't
Fucking
be
it up.
I
you can't be
definitely think
doing
he's in the
shit to
pocket.
be bringing attention to what we got going on now. You
Mm-hmm.
supposed to do this, this, and this.
Yeah, I think he's definitely in the pocket, and it gave me the idea when he was like, I haven't tested you in a minute.
Right.
And then he tested him because listen, I knew a few people on parole, and it depends on the type of parole that officer that you have, but a lot of them you at least got to get tested at least once a month, or
Let me tell
once
you
every 2
No,
something.
months.
you supposed to actually piss every time you come in. Ain't no
When
thing
I
Right,
about
which is once a month, right?
yeah. Well, it depends on
Well, it
how
depends
often you
on
got.
what
How
kind
Some
of
often you
people,
code
yeah,
check
it
some
is.
in?
people had to do it weekly. Some people got to do it.
Oh, the ones that I knew had to go once a month, and so they would have to.
I had to go weekly for until never mind. It's a long story, but it depends on
Jesus Christ.
what the judge says.
Right. So the fact that he said I hadn't tested you in a minute.
My charges were dropped. My charges were dropped.
Oh, we
Okay.
haven't talked about that. We got to talk about that real quick. Thank you, May.
Talk about what?
The therapist, love talking to them about them talking to each other.
I don't think as long she wasn't divulging any information that she was
She was more
learning.
asking questions when they would bring each other up.
Right.
And the kind of, well, why do you think that is? And she wasn't really giving she wasn't giving no real information.
I do think Ashira annoyed her a little bit with the first thing that she said to her, though. Like that first thing she said about him being like a thug and stuff like that. I don't think she really cared for that.
Right. No, she
So
didn't
she
like
slipped out of the therapist for just a little half a second, and then she reined it back in. At least that's how it read to me.
I have another concern.
The part he I don't think he disclosed whose face he saw in his dream with those kids and stuff.
With them
No, he
titties
didn't.
touching her feet. Let's talk
Damn
about
sure wasn't
that.
Ashira.
Jesus.
That definitely
But
wasn't sure.
that's what I wanted to ask more about. How did y'all feel about like Cynthia mom calling to check in on her while they at the date and
I just think people have family members who do things like that. Like
It
when
depends
he
on
was
how close they are.
right when he
I
was
don't think he would
explaining
have been able
Cynthia.
to deal with that though. Like
My
Yeah.
daughter has called me while she's on dates, but I'm gonna say this: I did not
Listen,
like when
my
she said
child and
that.
Ayana child are both nuts. I'm gonna let y'all know right off the bat. Both of them are crazy.
Listen, and at the end of the day, when she sat her butt at that table talking about her people want grandkids and all that, listen, girl, we ain't even kissing, we ain't even holding hands. Why I need to know
My
but
that?
my thing about that was, and I know what Miesha about to say. She about to say that he started off with them saying that he's dating with a purpose, and this is his purpose, and this is what is
no,
on
I
his
thought she
list.
was weird. Somebody else pointed that out. I
Yeah,
thought it was weird until somebody pointed that out. That that's what
you
he was talking about.
are. He did tell her that, but at the
He
same
did.
time, y'all are not even 2 months in to a relationship.
But did you
I'm not.
see what Peach
Who
said?
do
She
you know?
said she's always comparing other people's lives, and that's exactly
I
what she
did see
did.
Yep.
that. I
My
did
Yeah.
see
my
that.
line sister got engaged, and this. And I'm like, well, damn, what you want? Like you, that's none of his.
But I take
That's
it,
no
it definitely
sense.
isn't her business, and that's the same thing like Ashira. But you know what I want to say? People like her who are responsible for so many people tend to be like busybodies. He
No, 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 no,
mentioned.
no, 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 no. You getting her mixed up with the other
The
girl.
other one, the
That
other
was the
one was
other girl that he broke
I
up
thought
with,
Prophetess.
Renee.
Cynthia was the one with the big family.
That was Renee.
Oh,
Was the other
Because
one?
there somebody, I think that was Miesha. That might have not been her. Somebody else was saying that
Maria, that was
No, Maria
Maria.
was the
no,
new one.
Maria
Maria
was
the
the
new
one with
one.
the cornrows that was
Yeah.
outgrown. Where
yeah.
your girl look at her picture and say, "Oh, her brow
But
is nice."
I thought Cynthia
I
was the
can't
one who
stand.
was.
Look,
Oh yeah,
don't be
you're right.
Uh-uh.
You're right. You're right.
Maria,
That
the new
girl's
girl that he
name,
was
that
considering.
girl's name was Renee. And they were
Yeah.
saying, somebody passed a comment and said how he just wanted to pull her from her family and bring her to raise his kids and something.
That's
Listen, that's not what he said. He said she would not be able to leave and cleave. He said, how can she start something new with him when she was responsible for taking care of everybody else? Those people were living in a house that she was renting.
And he said he
Her,
would not
it
take
was
her
her
out of there because
parents,
it
right? It
needed
was
her.
her parents, her nieces and nephews, and I want to say some siblings. First of all, you should not be the sole responsibility for all of those people.
Right.
That's something, and you, I'm not. He didn't know her long enough to tell her that either, because they had only been dating for 2 months. But that's a conversation that somebody needs to have with her. Like, these are grown people outside of the nieces and nephews. The rest of these people are grown. Why are you taking care of them? You're renting a home that they're living in. This man not about to take you and take care of all them people?
Right.
Oh, hell no.
I
That
think
wouldn't be his
the whole
responsibility.
I think his whole scouting women was just flawed. His whole
Oh yeah.
process.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I think it was just a whole red flags. Like, you know me, I feel like, I'm a little, little thick, but I'm not. It's like, and then he said, I would date you if you have kids, which I'm like, I got happy, like, yay, I may fit his thing. But then you start talking about, but I need you to, and I'm like, well, damn, what about what it's like, it's always what it's not what he could do. That's the
But
thing.
I think he's
I want you to
still
be
selfish.
actually care for me and actually be in love with me before I just feel like he was looking for, like she said, somebody to have his kids where they could play house. I don't think he really was into any of those women he was picking. I don't think he
He
ever,
No,
the way
wasn't.
he picked women, I don't think he ever would have found
he
that
wasn't
person.
going to. He
I
wasn't
don't
going
think
to.
he was looking for love. I think that's what y'all are
And that's
confusing.
exactly,
He
he was
wasn't.
looking for, and that's
He
that
was
right
looking
there
for
is
a
what
wife. He
bothered
never
me.
once said love. He said, I'm looking for a wife. Because Asmir told him that he needs a wife. He doesn't need, pussy.
Pussy. Yeah,
You
don't be
know,
scared to say
I,
it.
no, I don't want to because people be crazy and Facebook be doing stuff. But
Ooh,
he was not.
you see LaShawn.
I'm looking at this
LaShawn
and
is
he said
having
his
a second.
family though.
So he wasn't
I'm
looking
sorry, y'all.
for. He was looking for a wife. He never mentioned love in any of his checklists. Love was not on his checklist. That's why he didn't want to mess with Ashira, because he knew she was gonna do that. He knew she was gonna take him to love, and that love was gonna be a distraction, and that was his biggest problem with
So
Ashira.
LaShawn has on here, but he takes care of his family though. But his family don't live with him. They're
Yeah,
not
he
Asian.
don't.
They're not.
And he's setting his family up to be self-sufficient, because the only people we know he really take care of is his mama. He pays all of her bills and he gives her a monthly stipend. His
But he's
cousin,
able
he
to
paid for her
be
education, but
self-sufficient.
he's setting her up to be self-sufficient, and not only self-sufficient, whatever she's doing is apparently going to do something for
With his
him too
business.
in the
Yeah.
long run,
Yeah.
right?
And listen, not
So
only that, the
But
other
he has
cousin,
that.
remember
He
he
has
was
that
talking to
ability.
the cousin about whether or not he was making his investments or what he was doing in school and stuff like that. He's doing a Sankofa. He literally is reaching
he's
back
pulling
and and pulling
Asmir
them forward
Jacob.
to try it.
Yep.
Exactly. He's definitely trying to bring them,
Right.
forward with him. He ain't trying to, have scrubs hanging on him, leeching and stuff. No, he
Right.
I
And
think
that's
we
why he
It's,
asked his other cousin those questions, Myron or whatever his name is, because before he was willing to get him in the business, he needed to know where his head was at. You
Maisha,
know what I'm
no, he didn't
saying?
want no concubine. Shut up, Maisha. He said he want.
He didn't
I
want a
cannot.
concubine. He wanted a wife. He wanted someone who was going to do what wives
But like she
do
like
according to the
like May
Bible.
said, he wanted a safe relationship.
I don't even think he wanted really. I honestly
He wanted a concubine. He wanted a woman to have his kids that was going to be home when he get there.
That's
And
not the
then he
definition
turned
of a
around and said,
concubine.
concubine. He wanted
that's what Ashira said. I'm talking about. She was like, "You're a concubine," and he started laughing because that's
because
what
she
we was
was
talking about.
jealous, but he wanted what the Bible said, or
Be fruitful
spiritually,
and multiply.
right. That's what he thought had to be on his list in order to get to his
Look,
promise.
pink make thing. Look what she just said. That's exactly. Yes. Wanted what looks good on paper, not the actual business.
Definitely. And that's what, but both of them was. Austin looks good on paper for her. It's not like she
I
has
don't
to
know. I
give
think
you
she
money.
had more paper than Austin.
let's
But he
let's
was a
let's
rising
not
star.
let's not talk about Ezra and Lex, because we're gonna have a problem with that, because I had a problem. First of all, Ayana gonna be mad because it took me all the way till book 3 to like Ezra, because Ezra was a terrible husband. Because Ezra wanted a concubine. That's what he wanted.
He did.
He wanted a sex slave.
He did.
Am I lying, Ayana? Fix your face. Sit back up, straighten your back, uncross your arms. Am I lying?
But she also said she wanted wholeness because Jas told her that.
That's a damn shame. Look, she done took her whole earplugs out. Don't want to hear the truth.
Wait, it's Peach saying it's Peach calling them best friends and catching on to it.
That was
That was
hilarious.
funny.
That's what best
Come
friends
on,
do for
y'all. That's
best
what best
friends.
friends. Yeah, but and it's like I think Peach know that's how Ashira is. She pays for things, so she didn't even much take offense toward it. I don't even much think she was upset by her offer because that's just how she is.
Yep. I agree with that, AG. But I also love one thing I love that Love does. I don't know if she necessarily did it with Ezra and Lex yet. Even still, even though I love their relationship now, but I love how she makes them friends. So no matter how their story starts, it always turns into this friendship that's so cute. So like Sunset and Izzy was best friends. Even Winter and Raji and now that's the little homie. They have this like friendship that nobody can understand. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't make sense to anybody. Why are you hanging with her and why are you hanging with him? But it works. And I think that was one of my favorite parts of this book was those moments when he called her little homie or when he was dancing in the
No,
house.
when he thought they were friends enough for him to call her and ask her about buying them damn bras.
Oh, I cracked up.
Girl.
Listen. How you gonna call a girl and ask about the bra size?
She was like, what the hell?
I think that was another level of confirmation. Just like when she said, "Oh, don't worry, I got a man. I don't want you." This was his way of basically letting her even know you my girl. We cool, but I got an old lady. I'm trying to figure out whether or not I should buy her bride. I mean, and then he even said, we're not intimate yet. We're not there. Like, so why you want to buy this girl a bride?
That was
Lord
so
have mercy.
crazy to me because he said, if I'm not mistaken, he said that her family was on her and teasing her about, I guess, her breast or whatever, and he wanted to help her out and buy her some bras. Like, why her mom?
He wanted to boost her self-esteem.
Yeah, but why if her bras and stuff wasn't fitting right, why her mom didn't go with her?
Because her mom was talking about it. Her mom knew.
And guess what? That's why in that dream, them titties was hanging to the floor.
Bye.
Because listen, that was Jesus telling you she ain't the one.
Bye, Allegra.
I don't know.
Long titties, y'all silly.
But yeah, I think Cynthia gonna have a problem. Like I said, I just honestly think they're gonna be photographed together. I think that's
she gonna probably be wanting to kill herself or something, and that's what Peach gonna come in because she gonna feel like. But he already said he's going to address it, because if her pastor knows already, then because he didn't want to hurt her like that. He doesn't really want her to kind of peel off just like Ashira did. He looked to make sure Ashira was cool and it wasn't even him that did the breakup, right? He didn't cause that hurt. But he is a compassionate man and he sincerely cares. He's not here to tear down women. He knows what he wants. He was very forthcoming in saying, hey, listen, I date 2 women, and this is my goal. This is my objective. If it ain't one, it's the other. But he went a little further with Ashira, and as soon as he did, he cut it off with Cynthia. That's got to count for something. That's got to count for something.
Listen, Jas gets all the credit because I told y'all before. Shut up, Miesha. Listen, Jas
is that your Beyonce face?
Jas is a reformed thug that prays with and for you. You cannot tell me nothing about him. I'm telling y'all, he didn't even know if he liked that girl. And he was praying with and for her. You can't tell me nothing.
Yep.
Fight that, Miesha. Fight that. Come tussle with that.
Take it to Clubhouse. Take us home, Indy.
Go ahead, Indy. Indy, let me tell you something. I don't know how you deal with these 3 women, the Pointer Sisters, because they don't.
Excuse me.
It's raining men, baby. Hallelujah.
But right is right, and you just people. You have to realize people don't owe you nothing, and if people give you something and you don't like, then you have the option of walking away. She didn't want to walk away because
But he
she
killed
wanted some
his
of that.
stuff. Nah, he would have came to her house.
What?
That's what I said, man. I said he feel like a combination of all of them. Didn't I say that earlier?
He is.
Yeah, because I
He
was tripping
is.
when you kept calling, when Miesha kept calling him a thug. I was like, if you call Asbury a thug, I'm gonna shut this whole shit down, man. Let me tell
Thug.
you something.
Thug
Don't
love. He
play.
gave her that
Let me tell you,
thug
it's
loving.
two of think
Asmir is
about
a
this.
reformed G2. He didn't
Hey, I was kind of
Raina
looking
made
to
him
see.
change religions.
Ah,
Right. I'm like, wait,
That's like
did he? I was just
sunshine.
imagining
Yeah,
goals.
yeah.
I'm like, I
That's
want him
like
to have
sunshine.
goals to complete the whole outfit.
huh.
Oh Lord.
I definitely
I'm gonna
think he
buy him
has
some
pieces on
cookouts.
all of them, and I think Ashira also has. I told Ma she didn't agree with me, but I think she has some of Kenny too. She has some of Kenny, some of Nye.
She's judgmental like Kenny and a little immature like her too.
Mm-hmm. And she
Yeah.
got Nye in her because she be trying to finesse her way into situation that's none of her business.
True that.
So I
Y'all
think
gonna leave? You know what? Team Shishi, because Jesus.
I'm just saying that
Girl.
they all have traits that are not so
Girl.
good and not so
And then
bad.
you say
I
but,
like them
and
together.
then you start clowning my girl. Man,
I think they both
I
have
was looking for
traits.
y'all to have on MAGA hats. That's what y'all sound like now. The
Girl,
MAGA
bye. You
folks.
sound crazy trying to make
The
this girl
MAGA
into
folks.
something.
But
No.
I know he does this, but I know he does it,
Nah.
but oh my God.
No.
Look at
She,
Richelle and LaShawn. She danced like Raina and she's
yeah.
aggressive like Jade.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I love that. And I think that will make their relationship more explosive than anybody else's
Mm-hmm.
because they have so much of those traits.
She need to fuck Juggy.
And she can.
Oh, why are you trying to get rid of Juggy? Joss Renee. Why are you trying to get rid of Juggy?
She can have all of that. I'm
Take
gonna
us
buy love a
home.
goddamn name book because I ain't appreciate that not one bit.
Take us home, Indy.
I'm waiting on a response for something. But
Oh,
anyway, it has been real, y'all. Y'all rocked it for 2 hours and some change.
and we can go
A
longer.
whole 2.5 hours, child.
Keema, I'll meet you
And
in
then, but
Clubhouse.
listen, y'all just tell me I'm right. Tell me, like I told y'all, that Miesha came here to fight.
She came to tussle.
She came to
I
tussle,
already
baby.
knew. That's why I
I
went and got me
I
some.
was
What?
I did not fight.
Mauve.
I had to get right.
You
We
know
got
what?
sponsored by ADJ, huh?
Yeah, y'all finna drive me to drink. I'm finna go and get me a cold Pepsi because y'all done drove me to caffeine.
Well, I appreciate everybody being here for rocking with us for this 2 hours and some change. Up next is Chelsea. I just gotta lock her down. Um, yeah, I gotta lock Chelsea down and look for something for me tomorrow. Those of you who are regular members, and hopefully those of you who joined will stay and stick around and participate in some of the things we have coming up. I think I have a Christmas thing I want to do, so I gotta word it correctly, and I may be on live tomorrow to see who wants to participate in our upcoming Christmas adventure fun time. Everybody wins type of deal.
Ooh.
So, well, got to make it fun, got to make it worth your while.
Hey, I'm
So
down. Let's
let's
go.
let's see how I'll figure it out because let me tell you something. I am on lockdown, rest down tomorrow. I'm not leaving. I'm tired.
I'm going to a pub crawl
If
tomorrow,
y'all
so
knew where the hell, who is that? Ayana asking where I been. Who is that saying where you been?
oh, she asking Devin that.
Devin.
Where Devin been?
Devin
Oh,
just
somewhere
come in here.
hiding because she ain't read nothing.
Oh
I
Lord.
appreciate you, May. Thank you for having my back.
Lord have mercy.
Devin, did you read the book? Let me leave Devin alone. She redeemed herself because she was on that the last thing I was able to do before I had to go into hiding for a little while. Um, y'all don't know that shit's more than an ocean.
I know.
Um,
Congratulations. Listen, that's a lot. I already know.
it's a lot. You tried to cram 100 years of information in my brain in
Mhm.
3 weeks,
In 2 weeks. Mm-hmm.
No,
baby. You
I'd
should
have
Child.
some cheat notes.
Devin
Look,
said,
some cheat notes somewhere.
"Girl, I wish, but it's all done.
It's over now, baby.
It's all over now. It's all over now. So
I'm
I'm
proud.
back in the fold. Thank you. I'm back in the fold. I'm gonna lock Chelsea down so we can talk about them Calman brothers because that was some deep
After
shit.
we burn, baby.
Woo! That was some deep stuff there. So thank you all for hanging with us. It will be up on YouTube. I ain't gonna edit a doggone thing. It is what it is. It's gonna be up there just how it is. I'm gonna give a y'all them the link and they can share it on there on Bourbon Street Bookers as well. So it's all to the good. Y'all have a great Friday evening and weekend, and we will see y'all soon.
Good night.
Yes. Thank y'all.